Oh, that's no cloud! That's a sandstorm!
Thunder. I hear thunder. It's here! I know it!
I believe in the clouds.
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds! Wow! Hey! Whoa!
Shifting clouds flow through, telling you to pursue, bringing rainfall and thunder down. Flower seeds sprout strong, and ancient tree clouds spreading green around.
See? There's our shifting cloud.
Shifting clouds flow through, gallant youth pursue.
We've been searching for days, Sora!
The shifting cloud is just ahead! Look!
Oh, that's no cloud! That's a sandstorm!
Thunder. I hear thunder. It's here! I know it!
I believe in the clouds.
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds!
The grind is on, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the very last hurdle in the Indian MLBB scene to find out who stands at the pinnacle. You all are watching the entire event. You have been a part of it, and this time you're going to be joined by me, Scared Yet, and alongside me, you're going to have Missy Jenny. Jenny, after such a long time, we are hopping out here on this. But before we move forward, I first have to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors because ESFI National Grind Season 1 is brought to you in association with our communications partner Art Smith, coaching partner Fit GMR, and wellness partner Mandeha. A huge shout out and a thank you to all of them. Now, Jenny, we've got S8UL, or rather IQ S8UL, taking on Revenant X Park. How are you feeling about that?
First of all, I'm really, really excited, not only because of the matches, but I mean, look at these orgs here. S8UL, RNTX, they are one of the hot shots, right?
Yeah.
In the Indian organizations, among the Indian organizations. And the fact that our players are getting picked up, our MOBA
Yep.
players are getting picked up by these orgs, means that the community has emerged so well. And it's still emerging, no doubt. And when it comes to RNTX, I mean, which, if I'm not wrong, is one of the oldest esports player, isn't it?
One of the oldest, yes, I agree. And that is one of the biggest things out here, right? Now, finally, the players are being recognized as well, slowly and steadily. Every single one of them is growing on, and I've got a few leaks out. I'm not going to tell it out here right now, but there's a lot of things that people would need to look forward to, right? Now, Jenny, since we're already on that topic, among all of the events that have been happening throughout the Indian subcontinent, right now, the one that we are witnessing, the ESFI National Grind, it's been going on for quite a while. You had over 200 teams who were eventually participating in that, and now finally we are down to the last two teams, and it has been a very hard fight, hard fought journey between all of them.
I'm sure it has been. And yeah, like you said, RNTX and Seoul, the last people standing, two powerhouse, and there's gonna be one trophy. Before we move on to anything else, I'm gonna just ask you real quick, who do you think has the better potential or most probability of winning it out?
Ooh. Now that's something that you've asked me multiple times in the past as well, Jenny, because yes, we have been going all the way back in 2020, if I'm not wrong. That's when we would
Yes,
started casting as well in the December. And the event was called India Winter Challenge, where we first
yes.
met. It's been going on since then now, and you've always asked me this question, and I'm gonna answer you in the exact similar manner, wherein how I used to say that previously. You've got Apex on the side of IQ
Yeah.
S8UL. This man is one of the most experienced lads in India. He's also got the international experience as well, as he went down in Nepal to participate in their event and also won the first place prize along with his rival right now, and that is RNTX, which both of them were playing as teammates and now are finally moving in the different organizations, and they have been in their respective paths, right? And this rivalry has been building up for quite a long time, but I still feel that Apex and IQ S8UL have the advantage.
I agree with you because I think that Apex does not only have the experience, his effort,
Mhm,
the efforts he put in, the amount of dedication. Uh,
mhm.
I don't think. Well, unfortunately, this might turn around a little rude, but I don't think which can compare to the amount of effort Apex puts in.
Ooh.
Okay, because
His,
this guy I
yeah.
have noticed in almost all the
Mhm.
tournaments, even in the lands, he is super into it. You know, he don't take things lightly. He's always there
Yep.
giving out the best guidance possible, and I think he has really good leadership skills. As an
Hmm.
IGL, he always stands out.
That's something that I kind of agree as well. However, in the side where it comes down to how much work you're putting into the game itself, I think so. No one compares to the amount of focus that Apex has. That dude stays up late night, not just preparing the draft, but also watching the scrims of other teams, right? For most of the esports player in many other title, their main focus is to get mechanically better, understand the macro of the game, and then move forward. For teams which we have right now, RNTX, IQS, ATUL, their leaders have not just got one job, but rather two, and that is to play as the assistant coach of the team too. Because they've got to sit down, prepare the drafts, study their opponents, and do a ton of other work, which normally the coaches are supposed to do. So already saying a shout out to all these players, and not just these two teams, every other team as well who's been participating. We know quite a lot of them already. But now coming back onto this one, right? ESFI National Grind. RNTX and S8UL, they both started their own journey with fairly easy matches, as you could say. It was Generation of Miracles taking on RNTX in the early stage, where it was 2-0 victory. Revenant X did not have any problems in those pre-quarterfinals games. S8UL got a win because their opponents, Team Revelation, were the ones who forfeited the game. So you could say a comparatively easy start. But then came the quarterfinals, Jenny, and those best of 5 games were mind blowing.
And you've been casting those games?
I've been watching them.
Okay, okay. I'm sure you had your fun, but skated. Okay. Just now you mentioned about coaching. So you said that
Mm.
these players, be it Witch or Apex, they're not just the leaders. They're also coaching the teams, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a scarcity? Do you think there's a scarcity of coaches in India for MOBA?
Yes, absolutely. Because considering the scene was not really that well developed and watched out for, that's why we don't really have those people who've got that international experience or who know how to do things and in a way where they could find the proper guidance as well to be a coach, right? In order to be a coach, you first have to study that subject in the entirety of it. So yes, there's a humongous lack of coaches out here, and this is one of the big reasons why a few of these teams are also looking out for some people from maybe the Philippines, maybe even the Indonesia, who can eventually get hired here and then they can start to work on with the boys. But for at least the next 2 or 3 years, the scene is going to remain, in terms of the coaches, it's going to remain similar, where we might not see a lot of Indian origin coaches there. This is probably the batch, the one that we are witnessing right now. This is the batch which will start to show, or rather, from where we'll see the first few experienced coaches birth out.
I think this is the call, guys. If you're watching and if you aspire to be a coach in the future, and if you have enough game knowledge, and if you think you can lead these teams to victory, this is your call. Maybe you need to send cold emails and apply for the position, right? Scared yet? Do you think you
Yeah.
would like to, or do you think you have the potential to coach a team?
I mean, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be overestimating myself out there. I think so. I could work pretty decently as an assistant coach, but yeah, fully working out as a coach right now and trying to compete on the stages of the M series or even the MPLs or something like that, right? Because I'm pretty sure that is going to be the main focus of the boys. Being there, it requires you to at least have a certain kind of experience in the pro scene itself, which I obviously lack. So as much of an assistance I could be for all the people, overall, yeah, I don't think so. I'm really good cut out for being a coach there. I can learn. That is a different thing now. Jerry,
No,
we've been discussing about, yeah. Go ahead. You got something?
there's always a first timing. There's always the first time that you either pass or fail. So I think Skater should really apply for it. I mean, given
Oh my
the
god.
how much I think you've been casting since 2020 along with me, so it's like 5 years. I'm very sure you have enough experience with that, and I think if you're casting there regularly, you develop these skills, this
Mhm.
knowledge about the drafting, the tricky stuff, right? Especially when you're casting, because you notice this thing, you observe those things. So
That
I
is
think
true.
Skater should really go up for it. And yeah, let's go back into the ENG series.
That's the main thing, right? You really want to hop into the draft itself, and that's exactly what we are also waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. So don't worry, we'll be hopping in it pretty soon. But before we move all the way there too, I want to continue over the journey of these teams, wherein you could say RNTX, they have been they've been fighting tooth and nail. In their matchup against Elusivity Esports, the scoreline was 2-1, if I'm not wrong, and that's when Elusivity decided to forfeit the game. So they moved up forward. S8UL were facing Mamacita, who in the previous round were taking on TA1 the Absolute. And that was a dominating win for Mamacita too, at least in the first stages. But when they faced Aiku S8UL, that's where everything started to crumble. We've always known Aiko SATL to be a team who never really lose a game, right?
Mhm.
We have seen all of these players play for such a long time that they rarely end up losing. Most of the time, it's a clean sweep coming in, and that's how their entire run was as well. They faced up Mutants in the semi-finals yesterday. That happened. We had our peers as well casting for that one. You could say that the entire series ended in about an hour, less than an hour.
So basically, if in this tournament, it won't be wrong to say that S8UL has been kind of dominating the series, right? Oh, with that, we are back
Absolutely.
into the we are on towards the draft window finally. Scared yet?
Yes. I mean that's where we also wanted to hop in as well, right? But now since I've been talking about the journey of IQ S8UL, I want to touch upon the Revenant X Park as well. Because as I said, they were fighting tooth and nail. The first one, 2-0, clean. Then the second, it was a 3-1. Elusivity eventually decided to forfeit that game after the 2-1 scoreline. So they got a win there. And then their game against Sleep Tight lineup. My goodness. I'm pretty sure if this wasn't the grand finals and there's someone who would pick up the stream and would watch that game, they would think that was the grand finals. That's how
Oh,
tight the entire series was. It was a win for Revenant X Park, then they lost it. They won back again, going into the match point or the entire series point. And then their opponents picked it up again, and it seemed like there could be the big reverse sweep up on cards too. But finally, Revenant X Park in that very last game were able to bring themselves back up. Now, since we've been discussing about their journeys, ladies and gentlemen, all of that has eventually led them to collide here up in front of us. We've got the grand finals up live and ready. And we'll have to see which one of them will actually take the W here, because on the blue side, we've got Aiku S8UL, and on the red side, Revenant X Park for this first round. It's
okay.
paused.
So the
It's
draft
paused.
is
Yeah.
paused.
Yeah, babe.
Not us.
There's someone's probably having a communication issue, or rather, an issue out in the game itself, right? So they've paused out the draft instantly. But all things kept aside, Jenny, talk to me about the Basha ban as well as the Kimi ban.
I mean, from what I've seen recently in almost all the tournaments, Basha has always been the first ban. No one wants to give him away for free. It's either pick or ban, and most of the time he's just banned. Definitely because of the meta right now. We have a very slow front meta. They're gonna pick the Esmeralda, the Federine, all right, and who else? Gatot Kacha obviously in the EXP most of the time, as well as Jerome. So given that, Basha in the jungle could be a problem. So
Mhm.
I have seen that even in the Hornbill Festival that I was casting recently, they always ban out the Basha. And the Kimi, of course, it's going to be a nuisance to frontliners when there's a Kimi in front. You're going to have to pick up an assassin and try really hard to go to the back line and get him out, or else he's just going to stand there and continuously give you damage. And yeah, better off banning him or picking him. And in this case, they chose to ban him because RNTX is pretty much aware that if they keep him open, it's gonna get picked up immediately.
I like the idea as of now with these first few bans coming in. As you rightly mentioned, we've known Jay to be one of the most flashiest assassins junglers out there as well, right? He also includes those fighters in. But hopping into those tank jungles, that's something I feel he doesn't really like to do a lot. He's okay with doing that, and he's pretty good at doing that too. But if it's down to his own preference, he'd rather go for those assassins, or maybe even sometimes the fighters like the Xbox or even the Alphas. The Fanny ban could very well be a respect ban for Joseph. They don't want to deal with it. On the other side, they know how good he is out there. So this is a respect ban. Plus, they're on the blue side, right? They have the option, or the liberty to go for it. If you're on the red side, Jushin and Kimi are the two that you've got to ban out, along with the Grok.
Exactly.
Apex is insane on that Grok.
Grog, as you mentioned, is already getting banned, but Zushin, I was about to mention actually, is another really annoying champion, you should say, for the frontliner. She's gonna continuously deal damage as well as CC with the lantern. So people definitely gonna go for the Zushin. I saw that when you don't ban her away is when you suffer. And the meta right now, what do you even like this meta? Scared yet?
I'm enjoying my time in gold is all I'm gonna say, right? Yes, I do not pick up the marksmans. I have decided to entirely switch out of the fighter gold lane because
coming
that's how
from
I
coming
end up
from a
surviving.
Hanabi main, coming from a Hanabi main, I won't say main, coming from a Hanabi fan. I don't know. I'm speechless.
I know that's the reason, right? Yeah, I understand. Hanabi is the only other marksman that I would rather want to pick in that lane, because I know with the AGs as well as the skill one, I can survive at least. But yeah, that's the main thing. Now coming back onto this draft, Jenny, you got the Alice banned out, Fanny as well from the side of Ico S8UL, but on the other side, Eve, Grok, and Kimi. It should be a Jushin first pick for Asuna, or they can also go in for the Yi Sun Shin priority for Jay. One of those two, I guess.
I think Jushin should be the one who should be prioritized and considered right now because people I'm very sure they're gonna go with this meta that is going on right now with the slow front. So Jushin is definitely gonna come in handy. Yushin Shin, I think you could tackle him, but Jushin is gonna be more of a problem. So right now, as I said, Asuna definitely locking into the Jushin.
No problems there. Understandable as well. You have 67% win rate on the Jushin, banned out 3 times, picked up 5 times, and this is only the playoff statistics, ladies and gentlemen. So, out of all the games that we've had, yes, she has been pretty well prioritized. Now, what do you have for the counter? Maybe a Gato? I think so. Afraid
Um,
wouldn't really want to give that one away.
I think to counter Jushin, go for something with range. Like you can go for a Farsa as well.
Hayabusa.
Yeah, Valentina is also open right now. If you talk about Hayabusa, actually, Joseph is there, and he definitely. Oh, it's going to be the curtain call, the CC and the Yujong.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're revealing their cards way too early on. If
Bit
if
early.
if Aiku SATUL lock in the Yisun Shin, I think so this entire fighter idea would fall down because then
Mhm.
RNTX would be forced to pick up the Hayabusa in the jungle. Otherwise, you don't have any proper late game scaling jungler for yourself. With
Yep.
Lancelot, you would not have enough damage because in the mid lane, Kimi has been banned out. Unless they would want to prioritize. The next pick, it should be either a Farsa or a Hayabusa. They cannot let that one slide through. So, guess what? Doesn't even matter.
Doesn't
Aiko
even matter.
as it will. Yeah, they've decided to pick up the Xborg along with the Gato. Gato is going in Rome. Xborg very well could go in the hands of Jay for the jungle.
If RNTX had gone for a Gatot Kacha, Rome would have been really deadly. The curtain fall on the AOG combo, so it's wise that they picked him off. And X-Borg Radium, X-Borg in the EXP, right? X-Borg versus a Yujong. What do you have to say about that? Meanwhile, a Joy
Uh,
is gonna be picked up by the side of RNTX. Joy, what do you think? What do you think about this?
I don't like it. I absolutely do not like it. I'm being straight up about honest about that. The band of the Hayabusa
Mm-hmm.
picking up the Joy. This Joy very well could either go into the jungle position, or I mean,
Probably the
if
jungle
IQ
position.
SATUL, yeah, if IQ SATUL want to put it in one of those side lanes as well, then that's up to them. But mostly it should be the jungle.
Yes. Given the fact that they have the CC for the goal lane and the Yujong in the EXP, definitely Joy is gonna go for the jungle. And I'm not sure if I think it was a little too early, right? Also, an Angela ban. Were they expecting an Angela Yujong combo to be picked up by RTX? It's getting speechless. I mean, I don't know if that's
Rather
if
not
that's your
for that.
disappointed look, if that's your
Yeah.
disappointed look, or if that's your like, oh, good one. What do you think? What
No,
were you
it's
actually thinking?
who let them cook is the look.
Who let them
But
cook is the look, guys.
but it's fine. But it's fine. You know what? Let them go through out there.
Mhm.
Thanos is being banned out. I'm not quite sure about that. There is still a Ruby in the gold lane that could be picked up
Mhm.
by QSATUL. There is also a possibility of an Alice that could be logged into that EXP lane. And I don't think so. Thamos is a big problem. Your team has got a decent amount of crowd control thanks to Mirio on the roam, or rather Mirio with the Yujong. And I'm pretty sure you're going to pick up something in the roam position as well, which will have a decent amount of crowd control. So I don't like the Thamos band there. On the other side, Hilda, all right, no early priority being given so that Joy could not snowball. Hmm.
Instead of Yu Jong, I think RNTX could have gone for the Hilda as the roam, right? That would have been a big. Oh no, okay. Khalid, that's good. They're gonna have really fast rotation. Khalid's gonna be a nuisance for the opening jungler as well. And
Yep.
wait. Is that gonna be will be on EXP or roam? What do you think?
It's a definite roam position, Gato, but I really
Okay.
like the Khalid pick. I agree with the point that you
Mhm.
mentioned. Got a very good early game prowess coming in with Joy in the hands of Joseph, if I'm not wrong, and you've also got now Khalid going in. I like it. You've got a good aggressive play, but now you need something that can control the mid lane against a Jushin. Something that can clear the wave out fast. I don't think
I
so. You know what? I think so. Even a Valentina could be a decent answer here, but I'd rather have them go in for uh, either the Lunox or the Farsa. One of those two, just to have a late game insurance with yourself. But on the other side, Phobius logged in alongside with the Martis as well. This is a double fighter into the gold on the side, along with the martyrs in the jungle. Man, this is something interesting they're cooking up. Or it could also be the X-Borg in the jungle. Just saying.
I feel like it's gonna be Martis in the jungle. They're definitely gonna have that early game advantage if Martis goes to the
Sure.
jungle. And the Zosef here is with the Joy. I mean, I don't know, Joy versus Martis in the early game. I think it's honestly it's 50-50, right? And like I said, Skid, the range. Against the Zushin, what works best is the range. And which on the Novaria, I have seen him playing before. He does not miss. He does not miss, Scared.
That is a good point, which you mentioned. But one Radiant Armor or an Athena Shield into a Guardian Helmet combination is enough to deal with that. Radiant Athena, straight up go ahead because you've got the Joy and the Novaria on the other side. And yes, they do have the range with the Novaria, but the big point is that they're lacking a lot of damage. If Joy gets caught up into the crowd control that there is on the other side, things will become difficult as we are finalizing the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Jenny, who have you got winning for this game number 1?
I think given the draft, IQ Soul looks better to me because, like you said, the Novaria pick against the Zushin, the range is good, but there were other options like the Farsa, and even Valentina would have been better, I guess.
I think so. She could have done a pretty decent job there too. Yes, I agree. And as I mentioned, and you also rightly said, it is going to be the Martyrs in the jungle. You got Radium with Xborg into that gold lane, which will be a big problem for Aaron to deal with on that CC now. And with Mirio on the Yuzhong with the Petrify, he's got a tough fight against a Phobius on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the first game out here. You all are watching the ESFI Frames, or rather grand finals. You don't want to miss out. I definitely fumbled out here, but I'm pretty sure RNTX or IQ S8UL, they will not fumble.
Guys, I mean, Scared is so excited. He's so excited for it that he's fumbling, man. I can see the level of excitement over there, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
To be honest, I kind of want to see this rotation from Jay. If you have a look at it, right, he did not really pick up the standard purple and then orange buff, went in to clear out the entire jungle up towards the top side, realizing that Joseph would want to clear his creeps and then try and invade the gargoyle, and he's not really allowing that to happen. It is an interesting way to go for the jungling, but you know what? Alright, go for it if that works for you.
Oh, I mean, Scared, it's like confuse the enemy if you confuse yourself kind of situation over here. And Asuna, okay, which, see, we were talking about range, and Asuna still managed to get that lantern flare over Witch.
That's the big thing, right? Yeah, you're trying to just force out some of those utilities on the other side. Still, those flickers are up along with the Vengeance as well. Radium is just going to have that straight up 1v1 against Aaron.
Well, people say that Xborg is the counter for a CC. We'll have to wait and see, because I feel like CC can actually counter Xborg as well with a second skill. Meanwhile, there's gonna be a turtle setup. Quick question, Scared yet? Like before, like the old time, who do you think is gonna take away the turtle?
I think so. It could be RNTX looking at their position.
Oh, given the fact that it could be Retribution Bagel, and the turtle has been taken down by IQ Soul as of right now. It's gonna be a first blood as well. It's gonna chase it from where he's supposed. Afraid is in the bush, and he does not have the vision. But meanwhile, Apex is trying to delay or maybe distract for the purple buff. Meanwhile, could be another kill. There you go. Comes in Anti for the backup, and he calls the shot over Afraid.
Oh.
Afraid is taken up from the dive right under the turret, and Witch has been taken down. Comes in Mirio for the backup, but it's too late to the party. Meanwhile, Mirio gets taken down instead.
Yeah, and Apex hopping into support Radium is not gonna help him for long, because Joseph with the job there to hold them down.
I mean, wait, hold it. It's just not over. It's not over yet. Apex is not giving up. They're going to go in for more. It's going to be more casual just on the side of RNTX. But I guess Apex is done, stretching his limits. And he's going to go back now.
A big steal coming in as well onto the bear trap. They're going to make sure that at least Joseph is not getting over-farmed when on that Joy, right? He's already level 6. That's what you really need to get that snowball going into 2-0-0 onto that. They did not really get the turtle, but it's still fine, right? They have got a good amount of goal lead in the hands of Joseph. That is who matters. He is the main damage of the team. apart from Mitch playing all the way in the backlines.
Really want to agree with that, but okay, let's see. I mean, I feel like you're putting too much trust over Joseph right now. Don't you think, Scariot? But we'll have to wait and see if that trust was like, if he is even that trustworthy.
He has to be, otherwise they ain't winning this one. That's the main thing, right? It's not even about me putting my trust in him. It's more about he's got to have that. Otherwise, things are gonna get really drastic out for RNTX. Again, hopping back, you can clearly see the mid duo, Asuna, Apex, they've got the entire river control right now. Even though Witch is clearing out the wave, no problems there, they cannot push back the members of IQ S8UL. And this is the big reason why we're still seeing Turtle Pit being controlled by IQ S8UL here yet again. Look at the perfect zone coming in from their front line.
Exactly. I mean, look at the setup. So, S8UL, they're in such a good position. Meanwhile, the Black Dragon from comes in, afraid as well as trying to strike them a little bit, but Turtle has been taken down by Joseph. Meanwhile, Radium trying to chase him down as well, the AOG, but connects to none. Mirio could be in trouble. He's way behind enemy lines. And there you go, he's been punished for being there.
I just have to say, Afraid had to be in the proper position for that fight. He was hopping in towards somewhere around the Litho Wanderer. I've got no clue why. Even the Raging Sandstorm was used up all the way towards the end. That too to save the life of his team. Anti was hopping on them, bonking on them, which eventually led Mirio to be isolated up against the members of IQ S8UL. A lot of problems coming in terms of the coordination of Revenant X Park, and that's why we've got this proper goal lead of around 2,000 for Apex and the boys.
I mean, the goal lead right now, just in 5 minutes. Like I told you, Scared, even if Joseph does have. Meanwhile, at the top lane could be a casualty. Radium is not in a very good position. He's been chased down by Afraid. But Radium, for now, manages to escape. Backup comes in from the side of Aaron, as well as Apex rotates towards the top. But I guess they're probably going to go back to the bottom since the turtle is right there.
Yeah, they're just going to hold it. It's fine. They're going to take their time, right? It's going to get slow out here. Again, both of these teams are going to be very brawly. You've got 3 fighters for both of them. No marksmen per se. And if anything, IQ S8UL need this early game snowball. Even on the other side, oh, hold on. Yeah, it's fine. They're okay. Even RNTX have got a assurance in terms of Witch on that Novaria, as well as Joseph, right? Who can deal the damage. They can dish out the damage. But IQ S8UL don't really have anything apart from just the lasting insanity of Radium.
Exactly. And I think they're serving up the skills a little too early. Meanwhile, like I said, I mean, look at the setup again. There's 2 members already around the turtle from the side of IQ Soul, but not really from the side of RNTX. Well, it's Mirio standing there, but meanwhile, the mid lane could be a little skirmish, but nothing much. Afraid is gonna make the rotation for the turtle as well. It's on, guys. It's on. Meanwhile, Afraid could be in trouble. The Raging Sandstorm still stands. RNTX, Witch could be in trouble, but he flickers away. AOG pops and kills with the 2 of them. Comes in the Black Dragon as well, killing people on the side of J-Ho, and a double could be a triple as well. And like I said, decimation, one after the other. Could be a maniac, but he's not up for it, I suppose. Oh, wait, hold on. I said too early. Aaron could be a maniac. There you go. It could be a Savage, and with the 7th minute of the first match, we have the Savage from the side of IQ S8UL. J-Ho.
Big one coming in from the boys there. They just knew that RNTX's coordination in those team fights is not looking good. Instantly, Joseph was so low in the HP along with Aaron, or rather Witch, that they could not back up their frontliners. Guess what? The fight continues.
Yes, and well, they'll have to go back. I mean, they thought maybe we still might have a chance for the turtles. They came to give the vision and they realized, oh, it's a little too late, and they're gonna have to go back. Okay, Radium could be in trouble. He's caught off guard. It's a 1 versus 4 in the top lane. Lost Insanity expended as well, and there's no way he could survive this one. Asuna comes in for the backup, but nothing much could be done here.
Yeah, now as we have a look at the items as well, the Sky Piercer was already completed by Jay. I'm pretty sure he's on 60 stacks at the very least. So a lot of trouble coming in for the other side, man. He's almost at 6,000 gold along with Radium. All the way up with 5.6 and 5.7k. While, yeah, there's a Hunter Strike completed by Mirio. You've got a lot. Every single person on the side of RNTX, they've got damage, but I don't really see those proper tanky items.
It is what it is. And I think, like we mentioned before, the not having the early game damage from the side of RNTX is gonna hurt a lot. It actually is hurting a lot. Novaria, which is not being able to stand, is not being able to position himself, even with the range given there. NT could be in trouble. It's a 1 versus 3 Infernal Burst being expanded as well. Comes in the front from the side of Asuna and Radium, but afraid, flickered away and manages to say, oh, hold on. Asuna flicker seems to take that kill and gets punished for trying too hard. Anti could be in trouble, backs off, and that is it. 1 casualty. And guess what? It was afraid, and that wasn't expected. Meanwhile, the top lane, Joseph trying to get the turret down. He did get the objective. He could be chased down, but comes back from the side of Witch. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, it's a 1 versus 2 poking. They're just poking each other.
Constant back and forth fights on every single front, though. One good thing I like from RNTX is the fact that they did not really stop down bottom, made sure they got that tier 1 up top, which is eventually lowering the goal lead a bit. But I don't think so if that's going to be enough or not. Anti, he just really does not die on that phobias. There's quite a few dashes on the other side, which eventually fell just passive up, but look at what.
Yeah, well, it's the Lord up here already, and I think that S8UL could be able to take it given the setup. Like, yeah, you can see that Asuna as well as NT already peeling them out, keeping them away from the Lord as much as they can. Which is... Okay, hold on. Joseph could be in trouble. He did try really hard to come in. The Black Dragon farm is up. Wait, look at that. He's dying. He's dying.
Wow.
And he was forced back off. In first
That's the
person,
big thing.
As well, used up. Oh, AOG. Next to none. Well, are they using the Lord, or it's just baiting them out?
It just feels like a back and forth, and guess what? They can potentially catch Witch.
Witch flickers away. He could be in trouble. The Lancer is hurting Afraid, not letting him stand still at all. Aaron will have to go away. Meanwhile, Afraid comes in the Raging Sandstorm, but up to no avail. And guess what? They literally just expended their skills right there. They literally gave all the skills up, and this opened the probability of, S8UL taking down the Lord easily.
So considering Joseph is now going all the way up towards top, there's no one to contest for that one. Really good zone out coming in from Ico S8UL, and on the back of it, as you rightly mentioned, an easy Lord take. Hold on.
Joseph did get a turret. He did get a turret. It's gonna go back. I mean, Scaredy and Luke, this is what you call a setup. They literally poked out literally every skill from the side of RNTX. And then they took the Lord. RNTX had nothing to spare.
That is the big thing. The constant back and forth battle. And that was the 4,000 gold lead, which has now increased to almost 7 to 8,000. And they are still skirmishing. RNTX cannot do that. They have to play it a bit more passive now. They do not have the items. They don't really have that tankiness, as the Lord is now marching in all the way from mid. Wish has completed the Wishing Lantern, I potentially suspect, and that could help him poke down those frontliners a little bit. But as you rightly mentioned, he's got to hit all of those shots from the Astral Recall. Otherwise, there's not going to be enough damage.
Well, that was close for Zosa. Meanwhile, Astral Recall, like you said, like you just mentioned, but the Afraid is down instead. You're gonna go in for Aaron. Decimation, double kill for the side of Jay again. Which is the damage, but just not enough. It's just not enough. Okay, are they gonna take the crystal as well? They do have 1 minion standing. Joseph is trying to destroy the damage and take one of them out. NT as well as Apex. Could it be a triple? Oh no, he's gonna get punished. It's a legendary. Jay, the minions are in the mid lane as well, which is trying really hard to defend it, but the last Insanity pops in, which still stands, and he's back to his home, and Jay gets the shutdown. Meanwhile, the crystal is still standing.
The go ahead for all the kills ended up giving away the shutdowns, and this could be the start of a comeback in this game. Number 1, ladies and gentlemen, Revenant X barely breathing. And this is an absolute blunder from IQ S8UL. That's why we are seeing that goal difference now finally being lowered down. Yes, it still is somewhere around 6,000, but if you look at the itemization, Queen's Wings also completed. I wanted to have a look at it for a little bit longer. Did not really quite get a look on that. Alright, Dominance Ice Anti-Curious Fair. I don't even see a Dreadnought Armor coming in on Aaron right now. Went in for the Brute Force as well as the Oracle, and now going in for the Hunter Strike. Extra bit of damage, but that means Martis is going to be free hitting all of you apart from Khalid. And I don't think so if that is actually a good play at all here.
Well, I think the only issue from RNTX, I won't say the only, the most important one is that they lack damage right now. I think even a Farsa or a Valentina would have been so much better. Valentina could have copied the AOG as well as the Infernal Burst. Not sure, but the AOG could have definitely come in handy. And the Lord is still standing there scared yet. People thought it was over. People really thought it was over the last force push towards the Crystal. And they just got a little bit of a window over there opening up for them. And I don't think they would really be able to come for the Lord contest here. Asuna, look at that. The mage single-handedly keeping them away from the Lord.
It's an easy take now. Afraid can't go in. He has to go back. It's a bit of a risky position to be there.
Zosef comes in, but he's gonna get punished, I suppose. He's gonna go away with the Rhythm of Joy, I suppose. That was close. Meanwhile, the takedown Anti. Wait, what? Jay could be in trouble. Joseph gets taken down as well. It's a one. They did get the Lord, but they ended up with 2 casualties. Meanwhile, Afraid, Apex and Asuna over there. Afraid comes in, Miria for the backup. Asuna could be in trouble with not being able to dish out the damage they needed. Look at that. Miria had to go back. Afraid as well. They are being forced to go back home in their own lane, in their own place, in their own base. Meanwhile, wait, hold on. Apex and Witch with the Novari, with the amount of range, had to do that. Okay, look at the Crystal though. And this is gonna be it. The first match has been taken down by IQ S8UL.
Big one, big game coming in for both the boys out. And yes, as you rightly mentioned, IQ S8UL finally closing it out on the next lot. I really thought that first one should have been the end, right? We were discussing about that too, but they ended up going towards the fountain for those kills. A bit of a brawly idea, but it's fine. We know that they tend to have these kinds of plays. But eventually closing that first one out, where should I start, man? The draft needs to improve a lot more here. I did not really like those picks. I understand the idea of Witch on the Novaria, but he'll just not have the Astral Recall ready in time to constantly spam it in those fights. Yes, he can keep on poking around the other people, but if you want to do that, first of all, your team needs to have the river control. They were not really capitalizing on that. Because, again, you've got a Novaria, you've got a Khalid as well, you should be able to clear out the way fast, but then on the other side, there's a Gato and a Jushin. Instant concussive blast. Gato can easily zone you out as well, while Jushin can constantly poke and harass Khalid. Those were the problems coming in, which again I feel has to be sorted out in the draft itself, as it revealed a lot. The first 2 picks, it revealed a lot.
And they left the Zushin open. Like I mentioned right then and there during the draft that Zushin should not leave Jushin open. And the moment I said that, I think just a few seconds later, they prioritized it. IQ SQL, they prioritized Zushin right away. And if you notice, Zushin was big problem for the frontliners there. And I think even a Luoi could have been a better answer. Could have dealt a lot of damage as well as CC. But the Novaria did have the range, but not the damage that they needed.
Lunox or Farsa, either one of those two could have kind of worked out well to try and chunk down the other side, though. As we have a look at the MVP of the previous win, it is going to be Anti. No,
it is.
Yeah, it's Anti, but he was actually playing a Phobius, though. All right, people, it's absolutely fine. We're having a look at the items coming into 0, 1, and 12 out there. 75% kill fight participation in the entire game. That clearly shows you the coordination that there is between the members of IQ S8UL. Even now, they're always playing together even though the fights look a bit more uncoordinated, but that still kind of works fine. And yeah, here we are with the correction. It is going to be Apex on that Gato.
Mhm.
People, yeah, you
Yes,
knew this was
it was
coming.
Apex. I mean, kill participation, damage deal. I mean, he was everywhere. I mean, yes, Asuna was. I actually thought Asuna was gonna get the MVP. The impact of the Zushin along with the Lantern Flare was insane. But no doubt, Apex was there almost all the time to give that backup, give him that free space to just annoy people around. But I still think that in this match, in this first match, Asuna should have been the man of the match.
He was constantly there, yes, but there were certain moments when he played a little bit more reckless too, right? I will hop onto that conversation too pretty soon, but as we have a look at the itemizations coming in, we've got the Dominance Eyes, Athena Shield, as well as the Radiant Armor, fully completed, straight up build, and then he's going in for the Anti-Cuirass too. I think so. It took a little bit extra time in terms of making that Anti-Cuirass. Maybe picking up the Dreadnought Armor early on could have also helped him out. But I think so. Again, the other side just was not dealing enough damage to him, so he did not feel the need to build it up in that particular time of the game. But all in all, everything looking pretty decent, pretty cool. Apex was doing a phenomenal job as well, constantly roaming around the map. He was making sure he's giving the vision to the team. The AOGs were really good when he was zoning out during those neutral objectives. And if he was being a bit too aggressive, that's because he had the AOG to hop back into that fight too, which we also saw towards that second turtle when I believe it was Jay who got the Savage too.
Yes. He got it with the decimation, right? One after another. Like just go on, bang, bang, bang. Just all five of them down. And yeah, when you mention Apex and Asuna's combination, I mean, look at that. Look at that, okay? With the Lantern Flare, they're gonna poke out all the skills, all the blink skills, and then the AOG pops in. No way to escape.
That is the big thing, right? The timing of that AOG was picture perfect. And again, on the back of Anti opening things up for you a lot more, it was understandable that there's not going to be major problems. Now,
Yeah.
Asuna went in for the Clock of Destiny
Mm-hmm.
on the Jushin. Now, that is interesting to notice because most of the other region normally go in with a Glowing Wand and then instantly go for the Sky Piercer too. So, still, it is absolutely fine. It worked out for him. And I really like the item from Jay there. Look at that. The magic wand, or rather the building part of the rose gold meteor. That was only there because it was also giving him some extra bit of shield when his HP was dropping up pretty low. He knew he'll be jumping in those fights. Well, on the other side, as I said, only a single anti-cuirass, that too in the hands of Afraid. You knew this was coming.
Yes. I mean, afraid. There was a time when Asuna in the bottom lane flickered inside the entire team of RNTX just to take down Afraid, the roamer.
Yeah.
The roamer. I mean, he did get punished, but he also secured the kill onto the roam. So that audacity comes in only when you know that the opponent are lacking in this or that.
That's the that's one of the interesting things right now as we have a look at the emblems too one more time. I don't see any problems here. Every single thing perfect. Yeah, it all seems fine. Temporal Rain by Joseph, just so he can spam out the Rhythm of Joy.
Mhm.
You also have the an extra bit of penetration coming in from Witch because he knew he needs to be that main damage of the team. So all good emblems from Revenant X, while the same could be said for the side of S8UL too. No big changes there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he did take the penetration emblem, but there was no penetration, sadly. So they're gonna have to change their strategies, the draft
Yep.
for the next round, and definitely not going with the Novaria again, right? Scared yet?
I don't think so. That should be the case right now. Coming back into this one, there's an interesting thing that I just noticed again is the Impure Rage being picked up by Radium. Now, the only reason why he's gone for the Impure Rage is so that he can fill up his passive quickly, so that whenever his Firaga armor gets destroyed, he can get it back sooner than when he's not on that. So I really like the micro idea that's coming in here as well, right? And with this, now the first game being won by IQ S8UL, I think so it went down as we expected it.
Yeah. Wait. Correct me here. Is it gonna be best of 5 or it's gonna be best of 7?
7. It's a
It's
best
gonna
of
be a best of
7.
7. So the fight is
Yep.
gonna continue longer, and it's only gonna get more and more interesting, right? And it's only the first match. I think who knows? Who knows? Maybe RNTX is just hiding their cards for later.
It's highly possible. It's highly possible. You may never know if that might actually happen, ladies and gentlemen. In order to find all of that out, we're going to take a short break. And on the other side of the break, game number 2.
Shifting clouds flow through, gallant youth pursue.
We've been searching for days, Sora.
The shifting cloud is just ahead! Look!
Oh, that's no cloud. That's a sandstorm.
Thunder! I hear thunder! It's here! I know it!
I believe in the clouds.
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds! Wow! Hey! Whoa!
Shifting clouds flow through, telling you to pursue. Bringing rainfall and thunder down. Flower seeds sprout strong, and ancient tree clouds spreading green.
See? There's our shifting cloud.
Shifting clouds flow through, gallant youth pursue.
We've been searching for days, Sora.
The shifting cloud is just ahead! Look! Whoa!
Oh, that's no cloud! That's a sandstorm!
Thunder. I hear thunder. It's here! I know it!
I believe in the clouds.
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds! Wow! Hey! Whoa!
Shifting clouds flow through, telling you to pursue. Bringing rainfall and thunder down. Flower seeds sprout strong, and ancient tree walls spreading green.
See? There's our shifting cloud.
Shifting clouds flow through, gallant youth pursue.
We've been searching for days, Sora!
The shifting cloud is just ahead! Look!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So we are back with the second match, and can you guys see something different? Can you guys see something different in the screen? I don't. I'm just kidding. Well, it's not gonna be scared yet for this match around. We're gonna have Kronos with us. Kronos, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Jenny, and I think much better time to be a part of the Indian esports scene, especially if you're a fan of mobile games, also mobile MOBAs. Because if you ask me, I heard you guys talking about in the opening segment of the show that we have tons of esports orgs joining currently in the MOBA 5v5 scene, and of course, what better teams than IQ S8UL, and also RNTX, some of the two giants, right? Two giants in not just Indian esports, but entirety of South Asia. And I think no better way to get things started. And also having ESFI join into the mix is just a recipe for something crazy in the future. So stay in store for that.
Okay, Kronos, have you been watching the first match? Did you watch it
Oh
entirely?
yeah, absolutely. I did. I watched the first game. The first game wasn't. I would say a little disheartened with the performance that we actually saw. right? It felt very one-sided, and one-sided to the point where draft really made no sense, including the winning team S8UL's draft, right? Their draft was just completely brawly. It was just completely 5 beefy boys that just go. It's like the boys going out to the gym. That's what it felt like. 5 guys who want to go to the gym, and there's one guy who wants to run the Olympic race with Martis, right? That's what it felt like. Jenny, correct me if I'm wrong. S8UL's Jay just wanted to run and get those kills with the decimate, and also at the same time, the rest were just beefy boys looking to go to the gym, get their energy up, while RNTX were kind of, I don't know, caught in no man's land.
Yes, they had to play passive. I mean, the picks, the draft says it all. And we don't even need to mention the Nivaria pick at all right now, because the entire chat, let me tell you, the entire chat was disappointed mainly by the Novaria pick. They were like, why? Why did you even do that? Meanwhile, Grog and Basha's been banned already. Okay, Kronos, I've seen you've been casting in Surge Europe as well as obviously you've been all around. So what do you think about the meta right here that's going on in the Indian scene and outside?
All right, about the meta. I can't wait for you to ask that, and you asked it, Jenny. It's the perfect thing to ask. Folks, all the clippers for the Indian scene. I see a lot of clippers growing as well on Instagram, on YouTube, a lot of clippers growing. This is a little bit for you. India doesn't follow the so-called global meta. Every region has its own meta, but then it's kind of attached to everything that happens globally, especially around the Southeast Asian region, where the SEA games are happening right now in Thailand as we speak. But India has its own meta. We like to play Martis in the EXP lane, get savages in tournaments, right? Shout out to Wardroom Esports and the Mythic Showdown that's going through as well at the same time. And then, of course, we also have a Joy for no reason in the jungle, while we have Novaria when you need a lot of crowd control in the mid lane. So I don't know, man. It feels like teams are playing for the opposition to make a mistake. If you look at the lineup of RNTX, that's what it felt like for the previous game. For this one, again, the bans are so out there, right? A Grok ban, a Kimi ban. These are first pick heroes. First ballot heroes that need to be slotted in the first phase of the draft, even possibly the first pick. Grok, okay, is a give or take 6-7. But on the other side, IQ S8UL, Baxia is a great ban. I'm assuming they're going to take out the Hilda. You got the Eve. That's really good. I think that's one thing I've noticed. Teams don't like giving Asuna the Eve for S8UL.
Yeah. I mean, his positioning is really great. And Eve, although Valentina was open as well, I mean, could have made some changes, but well, I mean, see, recently the tournament that I've casted, I've always seen that people forget to ban the Valentina and they go with the Eve, and that's when the Valentina pops in, and she's the answer. She's gonna just copy with the RWM, and Valentina actually has more mobility than the Eve, and eventually the team with the Eve loses while the team with the Valentina wins with the same RWM, right? And also, wait, hold on. You said that India has their own meta. You said India has their own meta. What do you think about the Indian meta then? Is it good?
Bro, it's so much like it revolves around comfort heroes, which is good, which happens in every region. That's why you see every region has its own meta. But what the Indian flavor, like we call it the masala, that India likes to add is just the fact that nobody likes to play marksman. Everyone's afraid to play the marksman, just because of the fact that they can get snowballed early on. I mean, take it right now, for example, S8UL's Radium. Jenny, I'm no stranger to this. I've mentioned that he's one of the top goal laners in India for the longest of time, if not the top goal laner. I still think Aaron has a way to go when it comes to gold lane. Of course, for me, Radium and Kyle, the epitome of Indian goal laners. And if this guy is not playing a marksman, if he's not playing the Herald, if he's not playing the Granger, and he's opting to go for something like an X-board or a CC, I mean, it just goes to show that it's not about his style or his way of playing. It's just the other teams aren't at the level that where he has to play a marksman.
Okay.
Maybe you could say it that way. It may be kind of an ego trip as well for them.
So it's like he's being forced to, or he's resorting to? Well,
I wouldn't say forced or resorting to. I would say he doesn't have to. He's so good that the other marksmen just can't keep up. So why should he really pull out something from his arsenal like the Herald or the Granger? I can destroy you while playing an X-Borg and a CC, not just because of the fact that it's a good hero to lane against, but also the fact that it can counter the enemy jungler. So if they opt to go for a Fredrin, a Boxia, bro, I got you countered. True damage right there, and it's over. After just with that one pick, it's over.
Makes sense. Okay, we can see a respect ban. So Fanny was banned last match also. So they are, I think, trying to cut out options for Joseph. And what I have noticed about Joseph is that he does not like to go with those utility jungler picks. Okay, he always likes to go the assassin as well. And maybe that's why he ended up picking up the Joy in the last match.
Nah. You're crazy to think Joseph doesn't like to play utility jungler. I've known the guy for a while.
Really?
I've worked with him as well.
Yes,
He
you were with them. You were with them.
Yes. He loves to play utility jungle, man. He loves to play utility jungle. He told me many times, bro, give me the Fredrin. I will do the best that I can to win. And he loves to play the Fredrin, given the fact that he had Kyle back then. And now having Aaron in the gold lane, having Witch in the mid lane, he can still opt to play that utility jungler. Not a lot of options left. The Boxia is the epitome of the utility jungle. And then, of course, you have the Fredrin to add to that. That's why, Alice being taken out. Now, that's a good ban, knowing that Aaron, the creator, he has played Alice many times in the meta before when she was back in the meta. Jenny, you remember that?
Yes. I do. Okay. So yeah, like you said, he does. Oh, wait, it's the Eve. Isn't it too early? I mean, Valentina is open. Zushin could have been a better option, don't you think?
No, even so, the interaction between Eve, Valentina, and Jushin is that they're all poke heroes. But Valentina's level 2 is like, okay, you skill 1, you get the poke, and then you dash out, you poke again, and then dash out. I mean, you don't have the enough cooldown, so basically skill 1, skill 2, and then skill 1, that's your poke. After that, you're just a sitting duck. The Eve, on the other hand, just skill 1, the white crystals, the white burst, so you can poke them a lot. Same thing with the Jushin as well. You poke more than you receive. That's what the Eve brings to the table. And also, you have a kill box composition that you can work around. You have a chessboard, you have a playing field to play with, and that's an instant response coming in from the other side. You have the Yuzhong to try and reach directly on top of Asuna, or rather Witch on the Eve. And of course, this Hilda is going to be a pain, man. It's got to be a problem. And that's why instantly locking down the X-Borg, not letting it go whatsoever, can be flexed into the jungle, goal lane, EXP lane. And this Hylos, I mean, this guy's just going to be a roamer. There's no doubt.
I mean, okay. Giving away Hilda and Yuzhong, I think that could be trouble for RNTX. Once again, we could see that IQ S8UL already doing better in the draft. And the high-loss pick up there. What's your take on that?
It just shows that they're ready to fight. They just want to dive. They have a sort of a divey composition with a lot of siege potential with this Eve. So they need to set up around it. I would say probably go for a Thamos here would be absolutely insane if they're looking to lock it down to the EXP lane, just because of how much damage it can do to the Yuzhong and the Hilda, because they want to stay in the team fight much longer. But here on, Valentina comes through. You were just because of the fact that they have so many ultimates to take from. It's such a great pick, Jenny. You called it out earlier. I think stealing away the RWM, the last insanity, glorious pathway, all three recipes for success.
I mean, I think it'll always be wiser to ban away the Valentina. And that's why I said, instead of Eve, they could have gone for something else. Maybe the Hilda. As well, right? They do have the Khalid in their option. Wait, Esmeralda being banned as well. What next? What are you anticipating, Kronos?
Lapu Lapu. That's the only reason I can see an Esmeralda getting banned out. The only reason. S8UL don't need roamer, neither do RNTX. So I would say Hilda, Hylos locked in a roam position. Yuzhong is going to be in the EXP lane. Asuna with the Valentine is going to be in the mid lane. You got the Eve in the mid lane there. X-Borg, I'm thinking it's flexible. It's still goal lane possible until CC is banned out. The Granger taken off the table is such a great pick just because you have so much dive, the ability to kite in and out. Esmeralda, just to expect a Lapu Lapu. And I think if RNTX don't ban out the Lapu Lapu, it's going to be either Lapu. I mean, CC's already banned out, so it's definitely going to be the Lapu on the other side.
The Phobias as well.
No other reason.
We saw the Phobias in the last match as well. Yep. So, 50-50. Lane's not been banned out. Okay. I actually thought that they're gonna ban out the phobias of the Lapu Lapu, but okay, Granger and Lancelot. Lancelot definitely an attack on Jay, but are we expecting the Martis once again?
It could be, man. He had a great time. They know how to play around the Martis, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went for it. Because don't forget, not only did Jay get a Savage, Anti did a while ago as well. So I think just top couple of Savage there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
You were
go,
like-
Harrod.
You wanted it. You wanted it so bad. They heard you, and they went for it. They're like, we're gonna show Kronos. He wants Harriet. We're gonna show him the Harriet gameplay. Okay, we're left with Apex in the wrong position. It's gonna be Hilda, obviously. What about the jungler? Who do you think Soul is gonna go with?
I mean, Hayabusa is still open. Easton Shin
Yep.
is still open. If you
They need
ask me
someone to
about the
go for the
meta
back line.
junglers.
Ooh.
Uh, Looking solid.
We thought that they were gonna consider Hayabusa, but it's already been prioritized by RNTX over here, and they banned the Esmeralda away. They took the Phobias, and the Lapu Lapu is actually still open. No more Lapu Lapu. Okay, we can actually see. Okay, it's gonna be
Suyo.
Suyu.
They spiced it up, Jenny. They
Yes.
heard it's Jenny and Kronos on the desk, and then they added some, garam masala to it. So let's go.
Okay. Well, Hayabusa. They definitely want to use the Hayabusa to mark that anti. Oh, sorry. Valentina. That's gonna be Asuna. My bad. But it's gonna be hard for Mirio to position himself with the Eve. Sorry, it's gonna be hard for Witch to position himself with the Eve right there because Asuna. Okay. Asuna the EXP, right?
No,
No.
Asuna's in the mid lane. Come on,
Asuna's
bro.
in the mid
You're the one that's going around to multiple LAN tournaments and cast. How can you not know this, Jenny? This is the lineup, folks, that you're looking at the moment. IQ, RNTX, Gabwitch, Aaron, Afraid, Mirio, and Joseph, Eve, Xborg, Hylos, Phovius, and the Hayabusa, respectively. While on the other side, the Content Giants, IQ, S8UL, J, Radium, Asuna, Apex, and Anti. Of course, we're talking about the Suyo back in the meta after a long time, still making his way. And then you have the Harith, Valentina, and also Hilda and the Yujong. Let's take it away, Jenny.
Okay. I mean, you did it all. But yeah, we'll see about the Hayabusa versus a Suyu. You did say that Joseph likes to play the Suyu before. I remember once in Discord. But he actually went for the Hayabusa. I mean, no doubt he's also good with the Hayabusa. But if you have to compare Hayabusa versus Suyu jungle, who do you think is gonna stand out?
Oh, Hayabusa is gonna be a little faster, Jenny. If you ask me, Suyo did get slight bit of a buff, but I don't think it's enough. However, looking at the gold lane side of things, of course, Radium's going to win out. He has a higher poke ratio compared to Xborg, especially until level 2, or rather until Xborg reaches level 4, maybe gets a couple of items in. But on the other side, the top lane is what we want to take a look at, the EXP side of things. That's where things get started for S8UL. Anti applies so much kill pressure, especially once he's level 4, and that's why Joseph making his way tough.
That was a really fast rotation for the side. Oh, Joseph going for NC Mage. But, wait, first blood! I actually thought he was going to be able to escape that one because of the minions. But, hats off, and first blood, first kill secure right there, which is good for them. Good early game, I should say. Turtle is going to be back here in 15 seconds. What do you think about that, Thomas?
Yeah, I think not having their level 4 EXL.
Radium could be in trouble. That was a very close call. Radium almost dead down there. And this is actually a good thing because the turtle is here. And so obviously Radium won't be coming for the turtle. We can see that RNTX already taking hold of the turtle. There will be no retribution. Because the turtle is not here. Midway, it has been RWM comes in as well. The dragon
Apex
form, but guess what? We just taken out Apex already. Anti could be in trouble. There's no one to back him up. Jay comes in.
Oh my god.
And that's definitely a mistake. But Jay right now manages to escape.
Oh, it was the revitalized coming in from Afraid of RNTX to make sure Mirio was a problem. He was taken down a little below around the half HP mark, but you can see, oh wait, Jay versus Joseph. Mirio joins in.
He won't be able to escape. I think maybe he thought he could. but that was definitely not right, okay? And she comes in the infernal pursuit. Mirio is not letting him go away for today. Apex is gonna be able to survive, though. They're not chasing him down. But what a turnaround, Kronos. From the last match.
Yeah, I know. It's all about the pressure that they have, especially RNTX, the dive capability that I mentioned about with the help of this glorious pathway that could come in at any time from now on from Afraid. This Hylos is going to be a problem. They have Radium to kite. They have Radium to scale, so they need not worry about the late game. It's just this early pressure that they applied on the top lane, as we said at the start of the match. Anti needs to be taken care of, and that's what RNTX are doing.
Aaron is saving the last Insanity for a better timing, but Radium could have been in trouble. Right now, though, definitely Aaron is winning in the lane, but later it might be another... Okay, hold on. Look at that. Aaron had to back away. Couldn't even use the last Insanity. Radium is gonna take him down, I suppose. And Aaron, there we go. Kill secure. Meanwhile, Afraid comes in. And definitely Rich gonna call the shots over the Radium. But he's being punished as well by Apex. Meanwhile, Afraid's gonna be 1 versus 2 against Jay and Apex. But Joseph comes in too late to the party. Afraid will have to back off because it can. Okay, hold on. Mirio comes in as well. Apex gets the killing spree. The roamer. Anti chasing down Mirio. Apex is still standing there, dishing out the damage as the roamer comes in Radium the last moment and takes away the kill. The turtle will be secured by Joseph, though. Joseph going for a kill against Anti-Mage with a shadow kill. Anti goes down, and Joseph goes back. Meanwhile, Joseph has been taken out by Apex. Mega kill. This guy's positioning
is so brawly. This match is turning out to be so brawly than we expected, just because of the fact that you have fighters in your team. Doesn't mean you can keep going, man. You got gold lane scaling on the other side. You have a lot of crowd control present as well, and I think Jay on this S8UL is doing a fantastic job in trying to make sure he kites, goes in, finds the right target, and of course single targeting the jungler after the quad shadow was used. Apex did phenomenal 4-1-1 on a Hilda. Is applying so much kill pressure that they're not able to do anything about it. RNTX, there was a moment on the bot side where it was 2v4, or rather 2v5, and Mirio did a brilliant job to hold on to everyone, but RNTX decided to go for the turtle instead, rather than going for the kill, because that's where they need to get something on the board. With the numbers game, with the numbers advantage, they could have got the turtle, pushed a couple of turrets at the same time, but opting to go for the former and just not working out. That's where Joseph went in a little too deep. The quad shadow wasn't connected, just like it's gonna be now on the bot side.
The Uji shadow kill right on the Joseph. Also been taken down. Meanwhile, the last Insanity been used up by it was Asuna. Also will be taken down as well. Comes in Witch for the last shot. Meanwhile, Aaron been taken down by MC. They're not gonna let him go. They're gonna chase him down. Afraid will have to back off. The backup comes a little too late. Radium was already taken down. Mirio comes in with the... Will there be Infernal Person? But wait, hold on! Impact!
Oh my god, I'm not sure.
I have to tell you, you should not have given away that Hilda to Apex. I was saying it. I was calling for it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just because of the amount of pressure that he adds on the map. He's a guy that likes to be in your face the entire time, and you have to respect his roam prowess. And you can see already Radium has scaled to a point where they can't hold his damage. The Firaga armor of Aaron is just being popped like an air balloon. Doesn't feel like it. That they have any sort of sustain, and that's what RNTX were playing around, a lot of sustain. But now you can see they're trying to flank from the side, and Witch has no room to breathe because Apex is straight on top of him.
Like it's almost a kill right on the Witch, like you mentioned. Joseph trying to chase down Apex, but really 6-1-1 KDA. The turtle has been taken down by Jay. Obviously, there was no contest. Apex alone distracted the entire team. It's KDA, Kronos.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. So Roamer, you're talking about 6-1-1. That's the perfect game for a Hilda. I mean, minus the 1 death, it's all right. And look, he's no wonder he went for the Blade of the Heptases as the first item, man. That's gonna do a lot of damage. Get the Black Eye Shield as well. Now probably building in towards the rest of Dominance Ice. And then later on into something else, maybe get a Silence Robe just to add something into the mix. Valentina going for a Sky Piercer. This is completely off the books.
Exactly. Oh, Uji Shadow kill right into Anti-Mage again, definitely being the sandbag actually anti-mage over here. Apex comes in looking for an opening to get the kills right onto Afraid. Afraid goes on. RWM is the answer. But meanwhile, Infernal Pursuit could be a counter-attack on Radium has been taken out as well. Jay will be in trouble and this is gonna be a wipe out.
This wipeout came in absolutely at the most clutch time needed for RNTX. If you look at the fight and break it down, it came in from a botch from S8UL and RNTX making the most out of the situation. This is what I spoke about earlier, Jenny. It should have happened in the turtle on the bot side, that second turtle of the game. That's where things could have gotten turned around. But they chose not to go for the fight, not to get the numbers advantage, went for the kills, and went for the turtle instead, and that's how it worked out. But here, Joseph absorbing a lot of damage. He's gonna get away with it. He's a Hayabusa. Apex doesn't have that much damage at this point. Yes, he has the Blade of the Heptaseas. The passive was already taken off, so not gonna do a lot. But now this is where RNTX need to realize every time they see a 4v5, a 3v4, glorious pathway, dive in, make the most out of the situation, because you have to be a problem, a thorn on the side of IQ Soul. And now with the Lord coming up in about 3 seconds, they're ready to go for it. They have the mobility to try and get a push on the top side, and that's what Joseph is going to do. Meanwhile, the rest of IQ Soul are gonna go and try and scout out the bushes of this Lord pit, and you can see Apex is doing just that, providing information as much as he can. But the side lanes are still not in the favor of RNTX.
Yes, you know, like right here, Anti is more like the sandbag. He's the one eating all the damage, and Apex will just come in the right moment and deal the damage and take away the kills. Meanwhile, the Lord is half health, and it's probably going to be retribution battle unless both the teams resort to commit to, you know, a full-fledged gang. Meanwhile, Miriam is in trouble. Last Insanity right onto Miriam. Miriam goes down already. The Lord, though, has been taken out by Joseph. Joseph gonna go for J-Ho, I suppose, and there you go. They have the kill over J-Ho as well, and he will be in trouble. Meanwhile, Joseph been chased down by Asuna. Asuna lands the kill on the jungler, on Joseph right there. Last Insanity from the side of Aaron, but no casualty for the side of S8UL with that Last Insanity. Meanwhile, what happened? Did this game just pause or something?
No, I mean, it's just the fact that the fight is very messy, Jenny. The very split. If you ask about the recent one for the Lord, it just felt like RNTX are not playing together. It feels like there's sort of communication issues going on with their lineup. Even though they got that wipeout in every single team fight, that for neutral objectives especially, RNTX are not the strongest. S8UL are so much better at neutral objectives. The Turtle, the Lords, they know how to do it. They know how to work around it. And I bet they've scrimmed and practiced that quite a lot of times. And I'm saying this just because of the fact, if you can recap a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go take a look, Joseph as a Hayabusa needs to go at the right time. We all know how a Hayabusa functions. He's an assassin. He needs to come and clean up shop. That's what he's known for. Get the broom, Jharu Maro, Pocha Maro. That's what a Hayabusa has to do. And you have to have Afraid put in that glorious path to get everyone into it. Aaron should go, you know, face first. Miria should do the same. Try and create some problems for the other side. But if you're having Joseph going early on, even when you see someone slight bit out of position, it's not going to work out because Apex is going to single you out, chase you down. He likes playing single target lockdown heroes, the Hilda, Jawhead. These are some of his 2 favorite heroes. In overall, it doesn't matter what the meta is. You give slight bit of a buff, he's going to make it work because he knows how to apply that pressure. And that's what they've been doing so well. RNTX, they have the skills, they have the capability, the macro is just not working out, and the targeting, the communication just seems off, and that's where S8UL will dominate because this lineup has been together for the longest of times, and they know the ins and outs of their heroes, and they rely on the other. Apex relies on Radium to scale. He knows Jay will be able to get those retributions on point. It's okay, get a wipeout, no problem. Shake it off, and let's see what we can do better. Witch has not been allowed to play his game. The RWMs are not working. The Black Dragon, early game, 0-3-0. That was the KD at the start. Now, even though he's not having the greatest time, the pressure that he's applying onto Witch, they can't handle it. Witch has Apex on top of him, and Anti on top of him. Asuna can just go in, stealing RWM, stealing Last Insanity whenever he wants. They need to find a better balance in the draft. Try and get something good for themselves, or at least let Joseph do his thing, man. Go poke. He's got to get the execution point. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. And early on, Jenny, I even saw Asuna build a Sky Piercer on a Valentina. Bro. What's
I mean,
going
the
on?
confidence, right? Well, I just saw, I don't know if you noticed, right here in the Lord fight, Asuna was the one who took down Joseph.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. He went in too early, right? Everyone was about more than half HP. So, and then he can't go back because Hilda's already in your face. He knows you got 3 members waiting on the different shadows, and they're all tanky members. You're not going to escape. You go in too early, and that's what's going to happen. Asuna just waited there for him, popped in, and that was the only escape route that was presentable on the top side. And then he just, just complete, and then over. That's what Valentina still looks like.
Okay, by the way, what do you think? Is it wise for Joseph to, keep marking anti most of the time? Because that's what we've noticed, right? In almost all the gangs, the OG Shadow Kill has always landed on anti, and they've been taking anti mage out. And guess what? It's like anti mage is the one tanking and eating all the damage. Then the Apex comes in. Apex is just providing the vision. After he provides the vision, he goes back, he's waits for the right moment, and then he'll be on the face. As soon as their HP is a little bit down, he's gonna come and take the kill. And Joseph is always ending up marking and taking his ultimate, his all the skills out on anti-mage. How wise do you think that is?
At the moment, I don't know who he should target, to be honest. The only one that he can target is Radium, because Hayabusa 100% counter to the Hereth, right? That's why you picked the Hayabusa in the first place. You want, because what's the Hereth gonna do? Okay, Hayabusa quad shadows in, Ogi shadow kill, Hereth, what, he's gonna drop the Zaman Force to just stand there, like, doing nothing. So that kind of is the reason why you picked the Hayabusa. You want to execute him as early as possible, and they tried that. It didn't work out because of the rotations of S8UL. They made it work on the top side. That's why you can see the Ogi Shadow Kill being applied to Anti most of the time, because they want to protect Witch. That's what Joseph is trying to do. Make sure Anti's taken out so low that when the Black Dragon form is popped, anyone can burst them down. Anyone
in the
can.
air itself. Yeah.
Yeah, in the air, like flying dragon just killed instantly makes a big difference. Gives you the numbers advantage. But what they don't realize is once that Ogi Shadow Kill is used, Joseph is kind of, what can he do?
Not very
entirely
useful.
of S8UL is just running like a freak train at you, and nothing can be done about it. So at this point, the draft is all right. It's not the best that we'd like to see. It makes sense. The pressure wasn't applied to the goal lane early on. After you applied on the EXP, they were kind of stuck there in the top lane. They didn't make the most of the advantage. And then after that, it just, the targeting is not working out. There clearly seems to be a communication issue, unless Witch is just saying, hey guys, I need you to get rid of this Black Dragon, then we can win. Otherwise, I can't do anything about it.
Also, in the early game in the goal lane, Radium was actually pretty dominated for the time being with the X-Borg, Aaron right there. But later on, something happened. Aaron kind of made a misplay with the last insanity being used too early, and then Radium, took him down. Something like that. I don't know if he had backup, but Radium did take him down, and that's when the entire thing changed in the bottom lane. No more domination from the side of Aaron.
It was the one under the turn, right, where Radium kind of dove in. But I mean that was good from Aaron. He kind of baited him to try and get him to dive, and Radium was like, I'm in so deep as well, I might as well get the skill, because there was a freight coming in from the side from that glorious path. They're trying to make a big difference, and they did get Radium. And that, oh, look at it. He's again, he misses the Ogi Shadow Kill, and now that gives information for S8UL to try and go for a dive. You can see Apex is hungry already.
Definitely. And look at the map control over here. We can see that RNTX had to, succumb to the pressure S8UL is putting on the map, especially with that Hilda. Especially with Apex on the Hilda.
It's map pressure, it's kill pressure at this point. Only one inhibitor left standing for S8UL on the bot side. They are 1-0 up in the entire series. that's good news for RNTX because they have all 3 inhibitors standing. So they better not lose out in terms of map control, in terms of macro, because the next 40 seconds are going to be crucial, not just for RNTX, but also for S8UL to try and get to the point in the Lord Pit where it will make a big difference. This Lord is going to be 18 minutes in. That's going to be the Evolve Lord.
Yes, well, the economy gap, I thought just when we got back into the match, I thought, okay, the gold gap is not that much, but it's rapidly increasing, right? From the side of S8UL over here. Well, the Lord will be here in just a few seconds, and we can see that RNTX, they're already there. They're already trying to put a setup, but the side lanes are not cleaned. What about the side lanes?
Exactly. That's what I was talking about, right, Jenny? The map control should be that they need to get wave clear on point. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem. And Joseph's already getting singled out. Oh my god, he's taking so much damage.
There you go. Joseph finally managed to take that man down who mattered the most in the gangs, actually. But the Black Dragon Farm is going to use double fit, could be in trouble. Asuna, everyone throwing bodies on him, but he managed to figure it out. RWM is answer. Meanwhile, MC was going to Muriel on the other hand. In first person, he got punished. And it's going to be a 3 versus 3. No, it's going to be 4 versus 3. Actually, they could actually take on the Lord.
They can. I think 7 seconds on the retribution is not bad at all, but I think Joseph wants to go for kills.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're kind of confused if they should commit to the Lord, wait for the team members, Radiant Pop, save it, but that wasn't the right call. Last Insanity was the answer to Anti-Mage, will be taken out as well. Asuna will have to go back. Oh, the IMU with the Last Insanity, that was a great play. Asuna did go down, but Godlike on the side of Witch, and they will be taking down this Lord.
That is a clean fight. Joseph at his best. As someone once said, my glorious king, show me what you can do, because the way that he baited out Apex early on the bot side near the Horned Lizard, and I think Apex calculated that well. He just didn't understand how much damage Joseph had in his arsenal, because at that point he can just melt down the roamer, and now you can see Jay has to give respects to it as well.
Okay, that was scary. That was scary. Meanwhile, Muriel on J-Ho. You're gonna have to wait for the Lord, I suppose, but Apex is gonna go down. Mega giving us out of Joseph. He got up again. Apex taken down. RWM is the answer towards S8UL. J-Ho is taken out as well. Double kill for Joseph. This is what they needed right before the Lord marches in towards the Crystal.
Oh my god.
Anti-Mage is dying in the air like we mentioned before. Asuna won't be able to do much right here. Radium has been taken out as well. Legendary for the side of Witch. He's gonna go in for Anti as well, and this is gonna be a wipe out. Perfectly finished. Game number 2, taken down by RNTX Chrono.
Who thought the S8UL would get wiped out twice in a single match? And Jenny, it was rightly after what we spoke about during that slight bit of a technical break. Of course, it just showed what the Hayabusa can do. And I hope you guys were watching. Whenever Radium wanted to drop the Zaman Force and go in, when he was ready to make the play, when he had the items, he had the Holy Crystal to dish out the damage. Bro, I'm a ninja. What you gonna do? You can't see me. And then all of a sudden, he just started melting them down with the Ogi Shadow kill. And it was just too much for them to deal with. After a while, when Joseph got the snowball rolling, the momentum was on their favor. Tempo was on their side. Anti could not dive on top of Witch. And Witch was sitting in the backline like it always does, dictating the pace of the game. It was all she wrote for that one. So IQ S8UL, they kind of went a little unorthodox with their draft with that S8UL coming into the picture. But now I think they need to get back to the drawing board and see, okay, the S8UL didn't work. What can we make work instead?
I mean, we were praising Apex a lot, right? And Apex was actually controlling the entire game right now. He was in the driver's seat. But the way Jay turned everything around with the Uji Shadow kill right on, he was like, okay, I'm done with Anti right now. Let's go straight in for Apex. And then the moment he started doing that, everything turned into their favor.
Nah, bro.
Right?
Apex thought he was in the driver's seat, right? He was in the driver's seat, but the car that he was driving was getting towed by RNTX, right? He had to pay a parking fine, man. He was in deep in enemy territory multiple times. Yes, in
Yes.
the early game it works. Yes, in the mid game it worked brilliantly because of the experience that he has and because of the way that he can play, the amount of pressure that they were applying from both the sides. But hey, come on. Now you're talking late game. Now you're talking where Joseph and the Hayabusa have items racked up. Now you're talking where the X-Borg can do a lot more true damage, has a lot more sustain. Now you're talking
Yeah.
about which, when you're playing on the Eve, has so much more poke than he could. We saw it later on. Mirio's flying in with the Black Dragon form, and then it just took 2 Void Bursts just to instantly melt it on below half HP. So they kind of need to respect the damage after a while. Yes, applying the pressure works most of the time, but not when the enemies have scaled. You need to find a different approach, a different angle, which they just couldn't. Because of the early pressure applied to Anti, nullify him completely. Mid-game, they took down Radium. And in the late game, when you need Radium and Apex the most, they instantly burst him down because they scaled to the point where it was too late for them to do anything.
Joseph. Oh, okay. It's Wish. It's gonna be Wish. I was hoping that Joseph was gonna be the MVP, but again, my bad for forgetting the impact that Wish put on with the Eve all around them, all like throughout the game. Even though in the early game it was a little bit tough for him to position himself, but then you know it, right, Kronos?
I mean, it was difficult to position. We called it, Jenny. You said it yourself. The Anti is just coming in, just straight singling him out. I called it. Apex was putting a lot of pressure on him. And that's why we could see slight bit of a communication issue where, like, hey, he told them, guys, you need to take these guys out. I can't do anything apart from that. He's poking from the back line. Those pokes help out. This is the reason why Yves is better than a Valentina. Yves is better than a Jushin in the mid lane because of the amount of poke that he can dish out.
Definitely. So, I think even in the last gangs, after he got all the items and everything, after he got all the damage and everything, we could see that he was hurting a lot. And he was giving them the perfect box to play around. Even Harriet wasn't, wasn't being able to do much inside that RWM.
What could he do, bro? What could he do? He wanted to play chess, but which bought the chessboard? It's his chessboard. He bought the chessboard. I mean, he can take the board and go whenever he wants. So it kind of makes a big difference when you can call the shots in the game. Yes, the MVP was Witch, but also at the same time, you gotta give credit where it's due for the entire lineup of RNTX applying the pressure when they needed the most. I'm talking about pressure a lot. Sound like a broken record, but that was the name of the game. The teams are so good in their micro, the macro kind of non-existent.
Well, also, you know what? Recently, what happened is, okay, we'll talk about that. First, let's talk about the itemization, Kronos.
Bro, what do you want me to say? I think you can take a look for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. The first item on Apex was the Blade of the Heptases, which applied a lot of damage. That's why they was able to get this kill early on, knowing that they got a squishy jungler on the other side, knowing they got a squishy mid laner on the other side, and they had enough finish coming in from the rest, even if they were able to poke down the Hylos as well as the Phobias. The X-Borg, I'm not going to lie, I think Aaron didn't have a good time in this game. Radium definitely had the better of him, applying a lot of poke in the early game. He was able to dish out the damage. I still think Radium played a fantastic game. If any letdown came in from the side of S8UL, it was definitely in the EXP lane where RNTX kind of played their rotation towards, and also in the jungle. This Suya wasn't as impactful as I thought it would be, just because he wasn't present in the right time, in the right places. He's again an assassin that comes in, sweeps everybody up after a lot of damage is done. It's just the fact that it didn't work out. And look at Asuna, Mr. 777 on this Valentina. Again, what is the point of the Sky Piercer when that could be swapped out for something else? Yes, you want early damage. Yes, you want early kills. But if you're not able to get those kills on the board, it makes no sense to have that item. That's a wasted slot, in my opinion. But looking at the rest, it doesn't look crazy. The Guardian helmet coming in from Mirio means he has a lot more HP to tank. And I don't know why wait, is that... No, that's a bug. Folks, that's a bug. Afraid cannot buy that Forbidden Throw item because I mean, I think he did. He probably did. It's just weird to me. I don't know why. It's so random, bro. Like, there's no Jawhead in the game. He just got that item
Yeah.
anyway. But again, looking at the items from the Hayabusa as well, the BOD, the Hunter Strike, he had the Malefic Roar. That's why he was able to melt down Apex as quickly as possible come late game.
You know what I was saying right before the stats, the itemization is that recently all the tournament that I've casted, all the matches that I've casted, people who have picked Eve and there's a Valentina in the opponents, the team with the Eve loses most of the time, and it's the team with the Valentina that wins. But this has been the first match that I've casted where the team with the Valentina has won. Okay? And actually, given the draft, I actually thought that S8UL is gonna win this one as well. But I have to say, the strategy that RNTX came up with, keeping Anti down, right? Keeping Anti down and disabling him so that later in the later phase of the game, he cannot mark down, which is what actually worked.
Yeah, that exactly. It's just cutting off a couple of legs, sweeping the rug underneath their feet, and when you don't have a big ticket ultimate, right? That Black Dragon is a big ticket ultimate to dive into the backline. If you don't have that available in every single team fight, or if it's kind of like to the point where he's low in HP, then you have a situation where you're going 5v4, 5v4 and a half, maybe. So it just didn't work out for them. And you're talking about the Eve and the Valentina, and I think, I kind of explained it to the viewers out there as well, why the Eve works, just because of how much poke it can do. It's not a stationary mage. Only in terms of the ultimate it's stationary, but apart from that, you have a continuous ticking burst damage. That skill one doesn't have a lot of cooldown. 1-2 seconds,
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong. So you can keep popping that whenever you want. And in the laning phase as well, you have the skill to slow them down. And when you know everyone's used their dash skill, when everyone has used their skill of mobility, the flickers and whatnot, bro, summon that chessboard, and now all of a sudden everyone's dancing to the tunes that you're putting out. Felt like it was a DJ.
Okay. Well, I have to say, well, the scores are equal right now. It's the best of 7 Chronos, and the scores are equal. It's 1-1, and the fight is actually gonna continue quite a long time. So, and I think you're gonna be here the whole time, right? I mean, from here.
No, Jenny, you're coming back, bro. You're coming back after a while.
Is it though? I thought I was gonna.
Yeah.
I thought I was here
No.
just for the first and the second game. That's what I thought. I actually have a podcast, so.
Bro's
But
dipping.
it
Bro's
was fun.
dipping.
I think we have casted together after a really long time as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
was fun.
And it was definitely fun. Scared yet too. And I think he's gonna be back with you for the second match. I mean, for the third match. Anyways, guys, this was it. We know the score 1-1. This is only gonna get more interesting. So summon all your friends and family, whoever watches MOBA. Let's see these two powerhouse fight for one trophy. And me and Kronos will be back in just a few minutes for the third match. Bye bye.
Shifting clouds flow through gallant youth
We've been searching for days, Sora.
The shifting cloud is just ahead! Look!
Oh, that's no cloud! That's a sandstorm! Run!
Thunder! I hear thunder. It's here! I know it!
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds. To return the long lost rain. I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds. To awaken the sleeping desert. I believe in the clouds.
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds! Wow! Hey! Whoa!
Shipping clouds so through, telling you to pursue. Bringing rainfall and thunder down. Flower seeds sprout strong.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again after 2 games, and you all are watching the ESFI National Grind Season 1. You've got me scared yet now hopping in on desk along with Kronos. Jenny is going to be taking that break now, and she will watch with you guys as all the viewers are also super hyped up for this Kronos. 1-1, and that's what you normally expect in this grand finals, right?
Hi man, it's S8UL, RNTX. What can we say? Some of the two giants in South Asian esports. And not just that, these are two orgs with a history of going head-to-head in a lot of MOBA competitive games, mobile games as well. And I think just earlier this year, if you ask me, there was a split that happened where the first half of the year was S8UL, the second half of the year was RNTX, if I'm not wrong. Scared, you probably follow those games. But I think just going to show that them entering into the Mobile Legends 5v5 scene is just a different kind of beast on its own. They get some of the best players, and of course, knowing what these orgs even stand for. S8UL, Content Group of the Year, multiple times in the Esports Awards, and putting the Indian region on the map when it comes to esports, right? But that has been their approach for most of the time. Get a lot of content creators, and if you're a content creator plus, an esports player, hey, even better for you. That's what happened with the current lineup of S8UL. They had a few content creators on their side, so it definitely boosted their eligibility to try and get into the lineup of SEL. But on the other side, when you're talking about esports discipline, esports prowess, and want to perform at the highest of highest stages, RNTX are not afraid to shine when things matter the most. And I think that's been their approach for the longest of time since the Revenant and X got together. And that's why we're getting to see these two giants go head to head against one another. And of course, folks, don't forget IQO. How do you call it? IQ, correct? I keep forgetting IQ. That kind of got them the sponsor as well, just showing that these are the two giants in the Indian esports scene currently. Of course, there are other names that they're not present here, and hey, if they're not present in the final, what can we say, folks?
That's one of the main things that are happening. It's absolutely fine though, but here's the fun thing. Now, as you've rightly mentioned about both of these giants, it's not just the history of the orgs going against each other for a long time in multiple other titles, but also for ML specifically. You know that the lineups that they've picked up, they have had a long sorted rivalry happening in, right? The old name, or rather the roster that RNTX has right now, it was previously known as IGN. And the one that S8UL has right now was called ABM. Two names that every single person knows in the community. It's literally like the fan base is divided into half for both of them. And that's something that shows the competitiveness of the entire scene in general. All the way back in the late 2024, we also saw all 10 of these players fight on the LAN stage itself. That was the Northeast Cup too, long time back. Some memories that we all have. That was the time where the story started. And it's not just that, maybe even before that as well, because in 2024 MSC Wildcard is where we saw Witch and Apex play together, right? T2K, if I'm absolutely correct onto that. Used to play.
Yes.
They both won together the MCB that happened in South Asia from playing from Nepal side, and then qualified for the MSC wildcard. Performed really well even there, if I'm not wrong, even against one of the Malaysian teams that has got that history of playing in the MPLs too, right? So you know that there's a humongous potential in the players, both from Witch as well as from Apex. Now, for as long as Apex has been playing, he's continued into that roam position, while Witch likes to change his roles. He's kind of a master of every single one, and now settling down for this mid. I and I think so. He's also one who's giving out those calls to the team as well. So there's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of both of them, and the rest of the players will have to step up if they want to win this BO7.
I agree 100%. They definitely have to step up. And speaking about all the history you gave of these teams as well, these lineups, having personally worked with both these teams, with some of their players, even more than some of their players, knowing how they think and how they like to play and what really gets them going, you know for a fact this is a best of 7 that's going to look spicier than ever. And the meta, bro, throw that out the window. We want to see some individual prowess. But unfortunately, S8UL are not going to let that happen. They want to ban out the Fanny. There's no way whatsoever let Joseph get that in his hand, because they know us individually, alone, by himself, by his lonesome self, that Fanny can destroy 5 members in his hand. He's probably the most dangerous Fanny players in India at the moment, especially in the competitive scene. I'm not talking about your rank game, folks. Just put that aside. We have a lot of players who can play Fanny, but not in the competitive scene like Joseph can. And of course, on the other side as well, the Grok, another staple pick of Apex that's been there for the longest time. The CC, the staple pick of Anti, has been there for the longest of times. But you know what that tells us, Scared? 2 bans into the jungle from S8UL. They're scared, man.
They understand what Joseph can technically do. And I'm pretty sure that
Hayabusa?
the third one could also be the Hayabusa. I was about to give that call. You'd rather not want to have Joseph on his own comfort hero too. But if you take that away, then there's also the Yisun Shin that could be picked up, right? But they don't really care about that. They're just leaving it all. Alice being banned out instantly. She's been banned out 6 times in the entire event right now. So yeah, I believe teams and players, they kind of know that this is something you don't really want to deal with properly. Jushin left open. Could we have a repeat of the very first game draft?
Has to be. The Alice, again, for those of you who don't know, one of Aaron's strongest heroes in the gold lane, especially in this current meta where nobody likes to play a marksman in India. So they don't want to give Aaron his comfort pick, knowing that what he can do. And I think Jushin being present is probably the best pick they can go for. Or Eve. I think they're debating Jushin or Eve. The lineup will change.
Depends on what Asuna is comfortable on. We've seen him play Jushin. Eve is better. I agree. Eve is so much better. And you know what? He's also going to lock in. It just fell down to how deep does the hero pool of Asuna goes. And it's fine. It's meta enough for him to pick that up, and 100% win rate. That shows you why this is the priority pick.
Yeah, because just because of the fact that you can sit pretty in the back line, dictate the pace of the game, and I think it just goes to show why Eve is such a great pick, not just in the Indian meta, but globally accepted as well. So that's something that people need to be aware of. Apart from that, now I think we're looking at a Yu Zhang come in. It just works out. What else? You got a Hilda that's open still. Afraid likes to play the Hilda as well. He likes to be in the face of the opposition. If they don't pick up the Hilda, it's clearly going to go on the other side. But there's also the presence of the Gatot Kacha. The Gatot Kacha can still wreak havoc, I was going to say.
And Esmeralda picked up. That is way too early into this draft, though. I think. All right, but you know what? I know you want to say something.
Not early. It's not early, Scared. It's not early. I like the Esmeralda pick because they're kind of reading him into playing the Harith. They completely changed it around. They knew they were going to go for the Hilda as well. Steal away them shields. I like the Thamus, but I think it's a little early.
I think so. It's also, yeah, even I personally feel it's a bit early. But considering what happened in game number 1, wherein there was a Thamus ban coming in from RNTX, I think so it's fine now. They didn't really have any other option to pick him up. And now the Jushin comes in for the third picking phase. All right, fine. Still kind of works out. You've checked a couple of boxes. You steal a ton of shield away. Thamus counters you out in the lane too, but there's still a possibility that RNTX can actually put this Esmeralda into the gold lane and can pick something else up for the EXP altogether. That kind of forces Thamus in a very awkward place.
Yes, it does, but at the same time, don't forget he has a lot of damage. Bro is just built to tank. He is built to tank. He's built to fight. And with the way that these guys have been playing the first 2 games, it's going to be a fight the entire time. I think Thomas is just going to shine later on, but he needs that early snowball. He needs the early snowball as much as possible. And I'm not sure why they banned out the X work themselves, which could have been absolutely great in the hands of Aaron. Pop the Esmeralda, the EXP lane. It could have been absolutely fine. Maybe even X work into the jungle. RNTX had it. It would have been better for them to leave that open and let S8UL ban it out, because that could have been a strategy. Okay, I don't understand this Joy pick. All right, I don't understand. I saw the first game. No, I mean, it's a comfort pick. He's absolutely crazy on the Joy, man. I've seen him play the Joy multiple times, and it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
I know. But if you just look at the first 3 picks from IQ S8UL, you don't have anything that can stop a Joy. And your next 2 picks are probably going to be a jungle in a side lane. I don't know, man. Joseph's timing is still pretty good. That's all I'm going to say. A Jushin is supposedly a great counter to Joy as well, because you simply just walk into the Crimson Beacon. You've got nothing to save yourself. You're going to be picked up, finished off on the other side. He still was managing to pick Asuna off in those crappy team fights. And yeah, I think so. It is just a respect ban right now, not just of the Joy, but also of the Hayabusa. Here's the thing, bro. I'm not saying I like it, but it's a respect ban, so I see the vision which they're showcasing. Now with the Lancelot ban, there has to be a Yi Sun Shin. I don't see any other thing.
Go for it, bro. Give me the Yi Sun Shin. I want to see Yi Sun Shin. It's been a long time since I've seen the Yi Sun Shin. No, don't do that, Scared. Not Alpha. Lapu Lapu is even good. Oh my god.
Which is finally, or rather, yeah, it's gonna go in the hands of Aaron. It's good. I like it. With the Sea Halberd that now gives you the extra damage based on the max HP of the other side. It is really good in terms of the scaling as well. Oh, I like it. It's a Uranus in the jungle. Yeah, it's the IQ S8UL's classic Uranus jungle. I understand. It's a lot of shield to Esmeralda, but I don't like the Harith pick here.
I mean, yes, I agree. I don't like the. I told you the Esmeralda is good timing. The Eve, the Hilda, the Harith. Pop this Esmeralda in the gold lane, bro. They need someone that can sustain. They need someone that can dive. They just need a wall. Fovius. Just take Fovius. Take someone that has crowd control. Yu Zhong is good. Lapu Lapu is all right. Not the best here.
Out of here, Lapu is good right now.
They need some crowd control, Scared. I wouldn't mind putting a Kalea in the EXP lane even.
Terizla?
Oh,
where? They're cooking. All I'm saying is they're cooking.
They needed crowd control. They just need a slight bit of crowd control. That I was thinking, just put Esmeralda in the jungle, put Kalea in the EXP even, just to try and get some extra crowd controls, extra something. You need some sort of control to try and get this Uranus, trying to get this Harith. You need to dive on top of this Eve, and the Guinevere fits all 3 checkboxes at the same time.
I like the idea as well. It's going into the jungle too. The EXP in the hands of Mirio. Esmeralda out, which is going to pan up not that well against Anti in general, but against all the other picks too. The Eve, as well as the Hilda, Harith, Uranus, all of them are going to go and give the shield to Mirio. Is running in with the sprint too, understanding that there is not a lot of crowd control on the other side, so he can just roam around the entire field. I am liking the draw from Revenant X Spark a little bit more than what IQ S8UL is bringing on the table. So yeah, this is for me a potential 2-0 in favor of IQ Revenant X Park, ladies and gentlemen, as we move in the land of dawn for the third time this evening. The winner takes the lead.
Hey, Scared, I don't know which game you were watching. It's not a 2-0 to me. It feels like a 2-1 if it's anything possible right now. IQ Soul and IQ RNTX probably going to take one and the other. And I don't know. I don't like this Uranus in the jungle. They need to survive the first 4 minutes. That's all they need to do. If they can survive the first 4 minutes, I think S8UL is probably going to take the cream of the crop. But here, Lethal Wanderer already being contested.
Yeah, it's been taken down for the side of IQ Revenant X Park. And guess what?
Oh,
Apex things are brought on the other side. Needs to use the flicker to run back to safety because Mirio was on his face. And this is that early skirmish. We know RNTX have got the poke.
Yeah, they got the poke, and I think S8UL are kind of lucky to get away with that one, especially the flicker. And now that's first blood.
Not a long time there. Apex hops up in front of them, instantly getting punished as well. You can't underestimate Witch.
It's not about underestimating Witch. It's just the fact that you kind of need to respect the damage that they have, respect the crowd control. You don't have a flicker, and you know your team needs to survive the earliest bits of the game. I would say the kind of tipping point in the favor of S8UL, or rather a slight bit of, you know, the sunshine or the sun rising above the horizon, alongside the horizon would just be that he's a roamer. So it's all right. He can die a couple of times till the Uranus gets to the point where he can sustain so much more damage.
Yeah, but his own position was a bit too far back, though. I like the idea from Apex. He wanted to protect the gargoyle so that it doesn't get stolen away. But he's just level 2 right now, instantly getting level 3. Oh, a retribution mess up is a big problem now. And Joseph has got nothing to sustain in the RWM. It's a 1-for-1 trade right now as Mirio is just enjoying his own time. But now 3 people in front on his face. They want to run back. Wait, cannot do anything but just try and club all of them. Mirio. And that could be enough. Apex will shut down though as Mirio gets traded off instantly. It's a 2-for-2 at the end. And I think
it's not.
S8UL
It's not. Yeah, S8UL won. It's not looking good for RNTX. I was just about to say that because Mirio went down. If Mirio was able to survive, that could have been so much better. Right, it could have been so much better for them, but I think S8UL just making the most out of the opportunity, and now slowly, once they it's another couple minutes, Scared. Another 2 minutes, they survive, keep the same goalie, they'll be a different maker.
Maybe not that much as well, right? Anti just out-sustains Joseph and Mirio in a 2v1, and also is able to take him down too. That is massive, coming in from the Thamus. You don't want to take this Abyssal Monster. And look at the bottom. Aaron gets taken down too. Afraid with the AOG. Just way too late to try and save his life. Now up top, it could be Anti getting picked off. Doesn't really matter. Oh, it's so brawly.
Nah, it's happening, Scared. It's happening. The world is falling apart for RNTX right now. And the next 30 seconds, this turtle is going to be in the hands of S8UL, and RNTX can't do anything about it. Mirio is getting harassed on the EXP lane. In the goal lane, Aaron's being taken down. That is a recipe for victory, and no one has touched the Uranus until this point. And now he's going to reach the point where he's just going to be able to tank so much more damage, and they have nothing to do about it. Aaron needs the Sky Piercing, needs a couple of kills for them to bounce back this turtle. If by any chance RNTX are able to grab it, they will be able to close this game out. They'll have a slight bit more advantage rather. But if S8UL get this turtle, they'll be able to close it out much earlier than expected, because the snowball has started, tempo is on their side, momentum is the only thing they need now.
And slowly and steadily with Jay hopping up as well with the orange buff. That momentum could eventually be caught on. Spatial migration messed up. That means it's a full retreat for IQ Revenant X Park. AOG knocking up one, but it doesn't matter. He just wanted to zone all of them. That is being done by Witch. Constantly inside the RWM as it's a one trade already going. IQ and S8UL, they want Jay, but he still out-sustains. Witch! It's just not enough. They do not have the execution damage. Maybe Mirio could do it, but Jay is still surviving through it all as Armin hops in. The first stack of him on the Sky Piercer as he tries to take the rest of them too.
Double.
Make it 2 as well, yes. as Apex fell down there thanks to
No,
the
no,
death
no,
on Arta,
no.
but this could be a mistake. This could be a massive one. Radium with the Purify. Perfectly out-sustaining and finishing off Aaron.
The chase, man. The chase is real. He saw some money right there hanging in front of him. He wanted that cherry. He went and got it. Aaron, double kill. Skypiercer, 20. And not going to be 20 no more. I'm going to cut you down to size. And that's what Radium did. And now Radium is one of 103. No Purified. Ingenious move. Knowing that he has the spell. Knowing that Witch is going to pick him up and put him down. But knowing that he is not going to be able to go down quite easily. Meanwhile, on the bot side, they're still diving on Aaron.
Yeah, they want to take this one down, man. Granger with 20 stacks is not pretty, says IQ S8UL, and they instantly pick him off.
Yeah, it's not looking good. This turtle is definitely a game changer, and I think S8UL will have it on their hands. It's on their bucket list. It's going to be an easy pick for them, and now S8UL are going to start getting the snowball. I told it before, Scared, they had the tempo on their side. Yes, the slight bit of a messy fight in the mid lane early on, but now tempo is back on their side. Momentum is already on their side. It's swinging, and I think Radium as well as Asuna are swinging harder to make sure RNTX will go down as quickly as possible. And this Uranus is now going to be just doing Uranus things.
You can't stop him. You only need Aaron with the Skypiercer stacks to finally take him down. Volta's second. This could be a big pick already. Asuna getting picked off with the spatial migration as now. Wait, not in the brightest of the positions, but guess what? That is just enough to knock up Anti. Not once, but twice. He's still out-sustaining them all. No way, he's alive. Take him down, for God's sake, as Witch finally will pick him off.
Now, that was a positional mistake coming in from Asuna. Very clearly understanding that nobody's present on the top side, so you know they're going to be on the bot. There was a lot of vision provided on the top side. Still opting to go on the bottom side, long bush, to try and clear off the minion wave. Nah, man. Joseph with the spatial migration. Clinical tries to get the right target, which was just there to follow up. It's just the fact that Joseph can make mistakes, but Witch is there like a pillar at the back, providing the support when his team needs him. He is the insurance policy that RNTX have had for the longest of times, and I think in the Indian scene, he is the best insurance policy to have.
I agree. The safe pair of hands which we always talk about. And that is probably the reason why he's still sticking down into the mid lane role, right? Because you can control the tempo of the entire game. It totally depends on you, what you want to pick, how you want to play, what part of map you want to give away to the other side, which will not cause problems for you. And which knows how to make those cynical decisions, or rather clinical decisions. 3 more seconds for the Lord though.
Sometimes those decisions are cynical.
Absolutely, this could probably be the one. The AOG landed up though, which is in a very awkward spot as he has to flicker out. And as soon as he goes away now, there doesn't seem to be enough damage for the rest of them. Aaron getting picked off, Afraid was able to tank a lot more. Wait, is still making plays, and he will get the second to J. Overextending and getting punished for that. It's a 3-4-2, but it's for IQ S8UL.
Nah, we need that replay, man. We need that replay to check that out. What HP did he have? Nothing. He was hanging by a thread, bro. It felt like his pants were hanging by the nara that we always tie together. It was right there. Bro was hanging by a thread, and he was able to make a play under the tier 2 where Jay knew he had to take him down. He was desperate for it as well. And that kind of let RNTX hang on a little longer. Otherwise, S8UL would have gotten the Lord for themselves. And here, looking at the itemization, Thomas going in for the first item as the Thunderbolt. Now you know he's going to be much more tankier than ever. It's going to be stacking up quite a lot. I want to take a look at his stacks later on, but the Turtle Lord Pit.
Yeah, this could be a big one out here as Aaron's going to be pushed all the way back though. Lord secured easily coming in. Perfect with the red tree. But Witch is out left wild in the open. And this is the Wild West of IQ S8UL. Mirio, try to run as far away as possible. 3 people to give you shield, but still all of them will take your health away. Holy smokes, he actually got a lot of shield considering all the dominance ices that were there.
No, I mean, yes, Scared, but also it just feels like the Esmeralda is rendered kind of useless, in my opinion. It
Because of
has
that.
not had a lot of impact. It's not had a lot of impact. 1, 4, and 3. When you have 3 oppositions on the other side, that gives you shield 3 of them. Yeah, Mirio is kind, in my opinion, kind of underperforming here.
Yeah, right now everything being thrown at Jay except for the kitchen sink, and he's gonna collect all of them. No problems, out-sustaining, man. The consecration is there too.
Yeah, not just the consecration. I think the Counter Inferno from this Thomas Anti is going to be a massive problem. Now, 3, 1, and 6, Vengeance. You have Jay on this Uranus, Consecration. You have the Hilda that can just go in and out of bush. And don't forget Radium, 407. Oracle added, Holy Crystal added. The map's looking a lot more blue, but the itemization for S8UL is looking quite green, because all they are looking at is for the green light from Apex on the shot call. And next thing you know, Asuna is ready to drop that chessboard, and it's going to be game, set, match. RNTX need to find a way, especially Mario. You got to pull up your socks up right now, otherwise it's going to be a massive problem, because Joseph's not having the greatest of time. He is getting destroyed. 0, 5, and 2. He's finding the right targets. It's just unfortunate that Radium has a Purify, and the rest of them are so tanky. Aaron has to scale. Mirio has to scale. It feels like Afraid and Witch and Joseph are doing the best that they can to carry RNTX right now, and the 2 side lanes are not pulling their weight.
Want to see the itemizations as well, because as you rightly mentioned, I wanted to see him being a bit more tanky out here. But is it a damage Guinevere?
I mean, it's got to be sustained.
I absolutely don't really like this one out, as again, you just don't have enough to sustain on your side. Concentrated energy, I understand, but again, you pair it up with the CDR boot, the magic shoes, not really the best out there. Now everyone's going to be caught out in wild. It's the best, as I rightly mentioned, and it is for S8UL as the AOG connects onto 3, but it doesn't matter. Mirio is the only solo man in the backline as he's trying to catch on to Radium. The RWM dropped in, and no way for Afraid to run away, as Radium is just kiting around this Esmeralda, and he still moves on the other side with the dash. Aaron finally completes up the job to his bitch is there, who will be next on the chopping block. You cannot survive from the Crimson Beacon, but Asuna is an interdimensional hero who's taking you down.
No, man, it's not looking good for RNTX at this point. The only one left standing, Aaron, and Radium is completely outplayed Mirio. What were they trying to do? You're fighting a Harith in the jungle between walls in a broken walls match where you know he can dash in and out, has a Purify for God's sake. You need to respect the prowess of the hero, and it's probably Radium's favorite hero as well, if I'm not wrong, Scared. He has about top 3 heroes in his hero pool, and one of them has been for the longest of times this Harith. You need to respect the identity of this player and realize he has been the top goal laner in India for a longest of time for a reason. And I don't think RNTX are realizing that. And I said this before, I'll say it again. This Esmeralda pick could have done so much wonders. It's just not working in their favor.
Yeah, right now they really want to take down this one-man anti, and with the Vengeance as well, he was trying to out-sustain all of them, but finally he gets shut down, concealed by Apex, but to no fruition.
Well, Lord is marching on the top side. A lot of map pressure coming in from IQ Soul. Or IQ S8UL. Asuna, I don't know why he's doing that. He probably wants to find something to do. Jay, Apex in the front line. Joseph dives in.
Yeah, but again, with the spatial migration, he's got to jump back, but he does not have any way to move. Gets a knock up on 2. Sustains for a little bit while with the concentrated energy, but again, you do not have enough tankiness to try and survive through the poke of Asuna, or even Radium in a sense. The inhibitor up top, it should be taken down. No way that's surviving. And this is, what, 14.5 minutes into the game already, as we still continue to fight out in mid. Look at the damage on Aaron and Mirio, almost getting taken out here, as Afraid will be the next one.
Missing.
All inhibs going down.
I think Aaron is missing quite a lot of his Rhapsodies here. It's not looking good for him. The inhibitors are all down. The base crystal's the only one left standing. And I think IQ so realizes it's not the right time to go in. They have done their job. Be patient. You're not here to show off. You're here to take the title that's there in the grand finals of the ESFI National Grind MOBA 5v5 Season 1.
Lightning Truncheon on Eve. Wow.
I don't know. Not the best. I think they're relying on the skill one to do a lot more damage and the ultimate as well. So that's the way. Asuna is playing the role of a damage dealer, not the support that we're used to seeing in the mid lane. He is the carry, and they're making it work. Anti dives in. A sandwich coming in from S8UL.
This could be a big one, as again, they're trying to disrupt the fight though, but a knock-up coming in on two sides. Finally, the RWM hops in as well, and with that, Joseph is the first one to fall. The backline is open, but not enough. Video is going to be taken down. One finally taken out, that is Apex. But guess what? It's a Freight's turn next to fall in the line, but Asuna, it's an unstoppable for Aaron as he takes on two, but he still has got three to hold him down.
He got an immortality in that fight as well, so now he knows he has an extra bit of a lifeline, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Anti's ready to dive in, has to counter an Inferno as well.
Yeah, he's ready to take it on as well. He's being the main front line, including Jay, and a big chunky wave in mid as now with the Armored Force. They want to end the game instantly. One more cannon minion, and that will be enough. Is Aiku S8UL finally pulling themselves back in this third game?
That was intense. Yeah, that was intense. And I think that was kind of the tipping point for both the teams. Kind of disappointed with what RNTX put up on the board. With the picks, it was good. With the performance, especially on the EXE side, didn't look great. But what a stellar performance from Radium in the goal lane. My guy, chef's kiss, the way that he played that Harriet, dashing in and out, baiting all the skills, winning the lanes, present in the neutral objectives, ready to seize down the turrets. Yes, Asuna did quite a lot, but personally for me, Radium, what an MVP.
Big play coming in from this man, I agree. He's constantly juggling around his positions, making sure he's being that one sneaky little guy who's not getting caught by anyone. Mirio, let's be honest, I kind of wanted the rest of the members of Aiko RNTX as well to support him while he's jumping in that backline, and I didn't really want Mirio to be the only guy, but the Stamus pick came in at such a very nice timing for Aiko S8UL. I know you don't really like that timing, but here's the thing. Back in game number 1, they had an opportunity of picking a Thamos in the first place. They decided to let it go for the second one, and instantly RNTX banned it out. They banned it out, and yeah, I was at that time questioning as to why would they want to ban out a Thamos. I don't really see any big problem yet. Now I see that problem, right? Now in the hands of Anti, he finally showed that even if it's an Esmeralda on the other side who can take shield of 4 people, there's only one counter that is needed, and he is enough.
Yeah, I think Joseph on that Guinevere, yes, the Thamos was absolutely insane. The Connor Inferno just being there in the brawl the entire time with the way that they're trying to fight it out. But Joseph on that Guinevere could have done more work if they had enough support. He needed to have an initial primary engage to go to the backline, which was supposed to be Mirio on the Esmeralda. Bro just got completely shut down and didn't know what to do. He lost his head in this game, and after a while, it just became a one-sided story. And yeah, S8UL on top. For the fans, the haters, man, what can you say? RNTX need to get back up on this freak train. So maybe game number 4 will be in their favor.
One of the biggest points that I also noticed was concentrated energy being built up as the first item. Go for a cursed helmet. Go for a solid defense if in case you want to be that front line. But the concentrated energy doesn't give you enough sustain.
It's not so much as the concentrated energy for myself, Scared, but yeah, look at that MVP, my guy. This guy has been absolutely insane on the Hermit. What can I say? He's saluting to you fans as well. And 5-1-13 on the KDA, Holy Crystal, Magic Shoes with the Starlium Sight, Feather of Heaven, Concentrated Energy, Divine Glaive, just doing the work that he can. 8% damage taken. Yeah, it's looking good when Radium gets his, when he gets his mojo going. But
yes,
coming back to what Joseph kind of said, I mean, I was talking about Joseph just going to the backline of the Guinevere. The Guinevere works. They need to have the damage to try and make something happen. right? Aaron was
Yes.
not scaling. Mirio, honestly, it just felt like a 4v5. He just felt like a cannon minion after a while. He had zero impact in the game. You have an Esmeralda that can take shields from 3 different individuals. The timing just has to be right. Just didn't work.
One of the big reason was because everyone else was just being zoned out so well from the other side. And this came down to the Asuna picking up the Eve and dropping the RWM in between 5 people. Now Aaron can't stay there. Even Witch has to move all the way back. Now since both of them are going back, it falls down to Afraid and Joseph to try and stay in front. But Joseph was initiating the fight. So after he does that, he just goes back with the spatial migration to try and maybe save his own life just because he's got the concentrated energy along with the magic boots for himself. And I know I've been cribbing a lot about this, but I just do not like that as the first item, considering there's a Blade of Heptases on Apex. There's Asuna with a glowing wand and the poke. You've got Jay on the Uranus. No matter how much concentrated energy you build up, he will still out-sustain you throughout the Violet Requiem. And then Anti, let's be honest, he's a straightforward counter, specifically with the 2 damage item of War Axe and Corrosion Sight. Yeah, good luck surviving through him. Oh, he went in for the magic emblem.
There you go. I was gonna say, you didn't see that?
I missed out in the earlier phase itself. I was thinking with how fast he was being melted, I thought he's probably running on a mage emblem rather than a tank emblem.
Yeah, well, we have our answers, but I want to find out what the answer is for the BO7, man. Let's just go on to the next game. What are we waiting for? Get the draft rolling. Come on, Suhas. I know you can do better. Tell them in the background. Get it going, man. We got viewers waiting. We got a lot of people watching. Why do we got to wait? Why do we got to go for a break? Just pop in the next game already. The train's running. The engine's hot. Everyone's getting steamy. And I think now's the time to see the best of the best players from India shine as well. It is the grand finals you're watching, folks, of ESFI MOBA 5v5 National Grind Season 1. And of course, Scared, don't forget, hey, it's all thanks to everybody that's there on the board.
That's one of the big things, right? A place to finally call yourself the champions here, because this is not just a battle for the prize pool. This is the battle for the right to call yourself the best. The winner, they're gonna undoubtedly become the kings. And while the other team will still remain as the challengers, they'll have some more chances a little bit later on. Another look at the emblems that we're having here. Again, it's the same thing that I noticed. If only Joseph had the tank emblem out here with maybe the Brave Smite, maybe the Concussive Blast, whichever one he really likes, it could have worked out phenomenally well for him. And then on the other side of the spectrum, maybe Mirio wouldn't really have been left alone there. He was running down the support emblem, so you knew that he's not going to be that tanky. But everything else, it's going to be fine. It's going to be all cool. But on the other end of the spectrum, Asuna, extra bit of damage, along with Anti as well. You knew that he's going in with that attack speed, right? You know Corrosion Sight is the main item. But after that, also adding War Axe into the mix, that is why everyone was being melted so fast.
Yeah, and with everything that's happened, I think momentum on the side of S8UL now, although it's still game number 4, and they still have the possibility to make a comeback.
Yeah, a big chance out. But will S8UL allow that? Because for now, if with the mojo we're going, right? If you're looking in that direction, if there are some voodoo fans out in the open, if you're on the blue side, you're winning the game. So maybe this time it is looking like for Raikou RNTX to maybe take this one home. It's all going to fall down onto those ban and picks, right? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Boxers being banned. I mean, we won't really see the Jushins as well, or at least we should not see the Jushins. That's going to be one thing. And you know what, Kronos? I know you're feeling pretty fired up here. So guess what? I'm going to allow you to take play-by-play for the next one. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to be the color caster.
Why, bro? Why? All right, fine. Let's make it.
I'm just, as I said, I'm just a chill guy. I'm gonna take the backseat for this one, but interesting to see that this is a missed ban by IQ RNTX in the first phase.
Ooh, kind of communication coming through, right? Communication errors in and out, but then at the same time, I feel like the Grok being banned out, that should have been the first ban. That should have been something that they're doing the entire time. So why did they miss it out? Mirio a little traumatized, scared. Mirio's traumatized from what happened in the previous game.
Shaky fingers. That's all I personally feel at this point. But yeah, this is something that should not have happened. And now you've got to ban out the Gato. Everything is left open. And this should be the Eve ban, right? Should be the Eve ban.
Yeah, I think Eve has been the tipping point, has been the way that they kind of get the victory. So Eve makes sense, especially if you are looking to try and dictate the pace of the game. Jushin's still available, but I think if they pick up the Jushin, then okay, Eve. I prefer if Witch played the Jushin, just because that way you can give Aaron a slight bit of a goal laner. You can give him a proper carry goal laner that's kind of protected around the blanket of the Crimson Beacon, right? Yes, you like to see that. Just don't give him that X-Mark, man. He's not the best at playing sustained goal laner. Maybe a CC would work, but then CC left open. Oh, yeah, it's going to go on the other side, isn't it? Scared. It's got to be picked up right now.
CC really should go. I don't know if I'm a big fan of CC Xbox though, but I'm pretty sure we might potentially see the Uranus being picked up one more time. That's because I'm just saying, man. I've already had a word with the members of S8UL, and we were discussing about all of these things. They told me that the Uranus jungle works so well against the Jushin specifically, because Jushin is all about the poke, and Uranus in the jungle just gives you so much more extra room to work with, because now you're not really fully dependent on that mana region on the lines. But you called out for the CC, I called out for the Uranus. They've both been picked up. Good call.
Yeah, I think the CC was definitely something they were not letting go of. But now I think it kind of forces RNTX to pick up the Xborg. Forces them to play Xborg in the goal lane. You know what? I know Joseph can play Xborg in the jungle. He's a moody guy. Joseph's a really moody guy. I'm not gonna lie, chat. Everybody else that's watching, if you don't know what Joseph's a very moody guy. I haven't worked with him for quite a long time. If he feels good, he performs really well. Otherwise, he's just crying all the time. If you ask me, he's always whinging. He's always whining. But S8UL on the other side, Apex is quite a solid leader. He knows how to rally the troops, especially when they're down. But now that they have the momentum, everyone's spirits are up. When Radium gets talking, I think you know that everyone is high in terms of spirits. Jay has been constant. He always is constant with the way he speaks, the way he moves around, and the way that he is vocal in terms of shot calling and all that. But now I think with everything working out, Hayabusa being... See, I told you, he was crying. They gave him the Hayabusa early on, and then the Hilda being picked up in the wrong position. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't like the Kadira.
It's a one shot or a full miss. There is no other thing with that. You either get Witch in every single fight and force him on a Purify, which we both know it's not going to be the case. He will still run with a Flicker. Or you just absolutely are getting destroyed in that mid lane, because the poke that a Jushin will bring will eventually zone the rest of your team out. And I think so they're kind of relying onto this idea of a full heavy dive composition on the other side. They've got the CC, they've got the Uranus, and now with the Kadita into the mix, they're literally jumping on your backline. So I'm not quite sure if now I want Witch to be on a carry hero there. You've got the Hayabusa for yourself, maybe a sub DPS type of thing. Like, bring out a Lapu Lapu in this case. That seems like one of the best possible choices here. You've got the damage, and you've also got a lot of sustain.
What for IQ S8UL? Makes sense.
For IQ, where RNTX. I want them to go for the Lapu.
Sorry, Scared. I spaced out a little bit. But I think Lapu Lapu... I started going into my own world thinking what this Kadita can do, right? In terms of what the assassination attempt on the Hayabusa can look like. That's the only reason I could see it working out.
True.
Otherwise, the Lapu Lapu, yes, it's good for RNTX. I agree 100%. But here, I'm trying to slot what the roam positions can do. Hylos is a great roam for them, kind of taken off the table. Matilda doesn't really work right now. Minotaur is something they could work around, but I don't think it's needed at this point. Not a lot of brawly heroes, a little mobility on the other side. They need someone that can slightly kite. They can need someone that can slightly dive at the same time. So help me out here. I'm kind of missing. Oh, nah. I told you, I don't see what I can't see what roam would be good for them, because there's no possibility in what would work out in the kind of route that they want to go down. The Kaja is absolutely amazing. The goal laner is going to be locked in as a Beatrix or something like that, just to make sure the Kaja has a lot more power. If not the Beatrix, it's probably going to be a carry. It's very easy to call it right now, even knowing that they go for an X-Borg and an Esmeralda on the other side. So I'm assuming it's going to be a carry, but they don't have the protection that a carry needs. So I think Beatrix is the best option, knowing the hero pool of Radium as well.
I agree. Beatrix is just so much more easy to build into as well, right? You can instantly go for the third item, but guess what? They actually go for the Granger. You know what? I'm not hating on it a lot. I think so that still could potentially work out. The Beatrix would have been insanely good with the pick-off composition, which you are talking about, right? It works out well. We saw that in EU even yesterday and a day before too. The Kalias into the Beatrix, or maybe the Chos into the Beatrix, instant pick off with the Bennett's Rage. That is a good idea. But right now, with the Kaja, with the suppression of Divine Judgment, they've got two people building up on it. One would be the Rough Waves of Asuna, and then you've also got the Rhapsody ready up by Radium. I like the idea. The range is where Aiku RNTX do lack a little bit, but I think so with Witch and Joseph running around with the dive that they are building up with the Helda, Xborg and Esmeralda, they could also potentially win the fights if they take care of Radium.
The big if scared, the big if they take care of that monster later on, or rather early as possible. Folks, you are watching once again the ESFI National Grind MOBA 5v5 Season 1, the grand finals between RNTX and S8UL. And I think this time we're going to see who's going to come out on top, because this could be the game changer. It could be match point later on for S8UL, or will RNTX make that comeback possible?
Look at Afraid and look at how far forward he was playing. He understands that now Apex, since he's playing on a playmaking hero who doesn't have a lot of early HP, they can try and go in for those pokes. That's exactly what he's doing even in the mid lane. Radium is going to have his own fun time trying to chunk down the Feraga armor of Aaron up top, but mid.
Yeah, I think early on you can see a skirmish coming through as well. Afraid to use the flicker out of harm's way. Jay gets the first blood. Witch trying to do as much as possible, but the numbers advantage, the early rotation from Anti on the CC making a big difference. Meanwhile, on the top side as well, Feraga armor already popped. Radium going through with the Rhapsody dishing out a lot of damage. Aaron taken down super low. And now here comes Asuna along with Apex, trying to slow him down as much as possible. Asuna goes in, gets the knockup from the Breath of the Ocean, but not able to get anything down. Witch goes in, Lantern Flare drop down as well. Afraid, doing as much as he can. Jay's still able to survive with the slightest bit of HP.
That is just maniac, man. You do not want to see that happen if you're Aiku, Revenant X, because you rightly mentioned Aaron has missed out on his minions up top.
What's going on, Joseph? The Oki Shadow kill coming through as well early. Quite early, missing out on the quad shadows. I don't think it was necessary, but look at CC on the side. Meanwhile, on the top side as well, Aaron, Frog Armor still present. But RNTX are running strong. This turtle should be in their pocket soon enough.
No problem should be for the side of Aiku S8UL there as well, though I think so they can go in for the contest.
Oh, wait, you can see already 3,000 HP. Ansi on the backside as well. Look at the catch. Joseph Curtain Call already being used. Mirio gets his hands on the turtle as they get Joseph caught in no man's land, which is going to be the next on the chopping block. Almost level 4. He wishes he had the Crimson Beacon, but knowing that SAU will make the most out of the opportunity, and RNTX will have to run away. That mishap on the turtle costed everything for RNTX, and you can see this is the region for the Granger pickup coming early on. Aaron is just not comfortable on this Xborg, knowing he's not going to win out on the laning phase.
He cannot do anything out in that laning phase, as you rightfully mentioned too. And in the bottom lane, it is going to be an absolute skirmish. Now, even the turtle going into Mirio did not help Witch get level 4. That means in the mid lane, he was zoned out way too much. He missed out more than 2 or 3 minions there. He's still level 3 finally. He gets that level 4 mark. That is just so hard for RNTX right now. And there's a bit of a goal difference also building up of about 1.3k early on. And you don't want Uranus to snowball like that.
Yeah, and you can see already Divine Judgment coming through. Rough waves just to be able to get the kill onto Afraid. Frog Armor already popped. Jay's in the thick of it, trying to go in, which making sure his goal laner doesn't go down early. A lot of kill pressure coming in from S8UL. 4-1 is the kill score, Scared. And that 1.5k goal lead that you were talking about is slowly getting extended.
I want to see the goal difference between the goal laners right now. Because it's not just one, but probably two cannon minions that Aaron has missed up.
Oh, Witch goes in. Crimson Beacon. Afraid gets it there as well. Apex forced to flicker out. 2 minutes, Scared. Rather, 100 seconds for the next play to be made by S8UL. Jay understanding that needs to apply the pressure. Consecration goes in. Lantern Flare picks him up. And now they're trying to put him down. But you can see Last Insanity already being used. Ogi's Shadow comes through as well. Joseph able to get the kill. Apex goes down. Afraid is the one that picks it up. And now S8UL have to run. Joseph, Quad Shadow on top of Radium. Meanwhile, Jay gets taken away by Witch. Radium still able to survive. A lot of damage being done. Asuna able to get the kill onto Mirio. And they finally clap back in the mid lane. Afraid adds another in his pocket.
And it was a big rotation coming in from the bottom lane, man. Mirio was the main man out here. Anti?
Oh, Anti taking on low, but there is the Yo-Yo Blitz forcing Afraid to flicker. I don't think he's going to survive. They used the Divine Judgment just to take care of him, and he still didn't die. It took quite a lot, and now Jay is in the face of Aaron. Joseph is low. I don't think they want to pick this fight.
Yeah, finally moving all the way back, man. This is just absolute brawl. And I'd have to say, I was not really expecting them to push on to Anti so much more. Afraid, though. You know this Hilda is dealing the damage and you cannot underestimate it. Now coming back onto that conversation, Mirio rotating faster than Anti from the bottom lane resulted in Revenant X winning out that entire fight. And on the back of it, yes, they finally lowered down the goal lead a little bit from 1.8, but it still is 1.5 because Afraid was picked off eventually.
Oh, watch it. Oh, look at the Petrify. Asuna was waiting, but it still didn't go down. He still didn't go down. Radium comes in. Sonata connects as well. Meanwhile, Aaron gets a solo kill on the bot side. Apex flickers. Divine Judgment catches Witch, but the Crimson Beak is not enough to escape. Anti was waiting for the flank just at the right time, and they catch him off guard. Apex is super low. This is what we wanted to see Mirio do in the previous game, but my guy is one game too late.
And it's still fine. He tried his level best to save Witch there. Got a 3-man. Hold on.
Oh no. Well, knock up Joseph. Oh my god. How is he able to do that? Asuna still survives. He's teasing Joseph the entire time. Meanwhile, now Radium is going to have a problem to face. And it's going to come in the form of this Esmeralda. They're trying to get the penetration done on the top side. S8UL's Apex doing the best that he can to protect his goal laner. It's 15 seconds into the turtle scare. This is going to be a crucial one.
Very crucial one, and Radium understands that as well, so he doesn't go back for the recall, but rather wants to get his HP back thanks to the spell wrap he'll get for the Rhapsody by clearing off the wave. So there's no major objective win for IQ Revenant X at this point. Still around 1.4k goal behind, and this turtle will then set the momentum.
Oh my god, they get the rough waves again. Petrify already being used early on. Purify pop from Mirio, but you can see Radium dishing out a lot of damage, but a Crimson Beacon able to catch Asuna, still able to escape out of harm's way. Jay goes in deep under the turret, catches Aaron off guard. Mirio's going to be next on the chopper block, and Radium gets that one. Joseph comes in, misses the shadow once again. Ogi's shadow kill being expended as well, trying to survive his Radium, but they take him down. Witch doing the best that he can to catch Jay off guard as well, and now Afraid taking on low. Jay wants the kill. He doesn't want Afraid to recall. They know the Quad Shadow's not present. Afraid flickers out of harm's way as well. The 3 members that are standing tall for S8UL make their way to have some turtle soup.
Yeah, and with Witch forcing to clear out that top wave just to make sure the tier 1 doesn't fall, eventually led the onslaught of IQ S8UL into that mid tier 1 too. And that's why now they've basically forced out the members of IQ Revenant X from that turtle. Momentum is not just being set up by IQ S8UL, but also solidified. With around, what, almost 2,000 gold lead, which it could eventually be in the next few minutes if that bottom turret falls. This game is looking difficult.
It's not just momentum scared, solidified, but tempo. Usually tempo is always swinging. In this game, Doesn't feel like there's any swing to the tempo. It has been S8UL. Yes, it swung once in the favor of RNTX, but they haven't capitalized on that, have they? They haven't been able to do much with what they have in their arsenal. Knowing that Mirio needs to shine right now. Put in a lot of work. Joseph has been able to catch them off guard, but those petrifies have been impeccable.
Exactly.
Oh, frog armor already popped in. Aaron doesn't have much to do. Joseph, present, quad shadow, catches them. Oh.
They're safe. They're safe. It's all a-okay. I genuinely thought there could be a fight that could break out at that moment. But now coming back to the same point, yes, I agree. The rough waves hasn't really been enough to take Joseph down. But hold on, conceal.
Oh, wait. Apex trying to catch somebody from the side. Joseph able to get out of harm's way. Top tiered one. Melted down. Malefic roar in the pocket of Radium. This guy's going to start hurting now.
Do they want to push down mid so far?
Oh my god, he even flickered, but still a lot of pull coming through. And now they catch Witch off guard with the help of the rough waves. Aaron's frog armor's pop, but they finally get Asuna, who's been teasing them this entire time. But look at Mirio, he has been a problem, a thorn on the side of S8UL. And now finally stepping up to the plate as well. Apex did the best that he could with that play. Jay in the face of Joseph. He doesn't have the quad shadow to do much. He has the Yogi shadow kill, but they're too tanky. And now Radium in the back line gets the stack on the Sky Piercer. Joseph goes in, but Radium still not able to survive thanks to the help of Afraid. And Aaron gets Apex. It's a messy fight. Afraid is doing the best that he can to survive, but Anti has been dancing around with the curtain call. You're watching a circus, folks, because this Yo-Yo Blitz has been doing quite a lot for S8UL.
And after all the commotion, finally the dust settles down. And it is Aiku S8UL with a win as they control the Lord Pit and also want to try and go for it, right? And I don't think so. It is a Lord dance. I believe this will be a full-fledged Lord take. The only problem though, Jay doesn't have the full mana. That's why they're bursting it down instantly, including the rough wave as well to take it down. That is such a nice macro coming in from Aiku S8UL. And now Revenant X will be forced to just stay in the backlines and defend. Chronos, 10.5 minutes in the game, and Joseph is still level 11 or rather 12. He just hit it now. And it's not just him, it's also Jay. So you can clearly see the difference, right? This is not really a fully macro-focused game, but it is more like a brawly fight and prolonged fights. Because you've got 3 beefy fighters on both sides.
Oh, okay, Shadow Kill already being expended just to clear out the mid-tier 1. The mid-wave needs to survive. Lantern Flare just to create some sort of zone. Witch knows what he's got to do, especially looking at that mid lane. Oh my goodness, that flicker and Divine Judgment from Apex was read perfectly by Witch with a Crimson Beacon. If you're looking to make some clips, folks, it does not get better than that.
That was the perfect one, I agree. Because Apex has been constantly trying to pick him off. They do understand that it is Witch who is the main problem. Everyone else can be dealt with. Even Aaron's Faraga armor now. The Holy Shield should be able to save them for now. It's going to be the minion waves being taken care of.
Oh no, they catch Joseph. No quad shadow. That's a stack, but look at the Dark Cup. Catch the 3 members. Petrify. Radium gets another. Yes, pushed back by the Holy Shield, but a job well done. 2 of the most important members that RNTX had were taken out by S8UL. It has been impeccable with their shot calling. 2 waves crashing in. I think they're calling it for the end scared. Radium is stacked up. He has the damage, and RNTX needs to respect that. Already Jay in the face of the opposition in the base crystal. A knockup coming through. Afraid gets pulled once again. No immortality present at this time. But Radium is on a killing spree. Finds another. Joseph's back up, and so is Mirio. But is it a little too late? Falling Storm already being expended. Now they're trying to do as much as they can to defend. S8UL will back off. 55 seconds to the Lord.
Big pull coming in yet again from Apex, understanding that even though Witch is trying to dodge it, Joseph doesn't have any way to do that. First of all, picking him off and then instantly focusing up as well. And I have to say, that holy defense down bot, it kind of worked out against them because it pushed everyone out of the tower where they could have at least got 2 thanks to the Crimson Beacon stacks that were almost full on all of them. That was a bit unfortunate coming in, but that goal lead of 1.5k, which we were discussing long time back, is now increased to 7,000, and it's very difficult to come back from.
5K is what we look at, Scared. 5K is the threshold that we want to see a team hit. When they hit that 5K goal lead, it's going to be difficult. And you know what's more difficult now? The fact that Apex has an immortality. He can be in the face of the opposition a lot more than usual. 0, 2, and 14. Knowing that what he could have been done and how many mistakes he has been trying to make as well, it has been absolutely insane. The Lord is up. Now they're looking to catch Anti off guard. Joseph has been baited this entire match. Finally, lands the flip. Oh my god, Divine Judgment onto Wiz, but he gets sniped from afar, from downtown, and now he finds another. This is why you gotta respect the damage when Radium is playing a marksman in this meta as well. Joseph goes in, okay, shadow kill, and finally takes everyone low. Quad Shadow escapes with the slightest bit of HP, only finds Asuna, and now they are sandwiching in from both sides, and Radium gets the last laugh as S8UL take out 3 members, and now make that 4, but Radium is locking in the base crystal. S8UL come out with a victory, make it 3-1, and it's match point.
That's a big one out here, man. And don't worry, Kronos, I do the same as well whenever I'm doing the play-by-play, because that's how much hype you get from all that game. That was absolutely massive, right? Understanding the idea behind the Divine Judgment plays, getting ready with Radium, with the Rhapsody, and all as you get the cherry on top with Asuna's Rough Waves. There was just no way for the side of IQ Revenant X to survive through all of that. Mirio was sustaining in that early game. He was being a nuisance, trying to push back Radium and the rest of the members too. But once Jay got all his items, once that Uranus became unkillable, that's where you realize that, yeah, there's no way they're surviving now. Plus, in that last fight, they all tried to save Afraid. He was the one who was getting caught on the Hilda, running all the way through the left lane, going towards the tier 3's bush up top. And guess what? Just to save him, you're sending out Mirio and Witch. And then Witch is just open from every single angle. And this was the easiest Flicker Divine Judgment for Apex in this entire game. And he nailed it perfectly.
It wasn't just the Flicker Divine Judgment, man. It just... the pressure that he's applying, the kill pressure he's on, which is so fast. I have not seen such fast, reflexes twice, not just that one time. He used the Divine Judgment again, like you mentioned, when he was exposed trying to save Afraid. I personally just think they should have let him go. They should just let him. He was in too deep in the enemy territory. He shouldn't have been there. But then, because of that slight bit of a mistake that he made, it costed them the entire game. They knew their backs were against the wall, and which, oh my god, I cannot talk enough about this guy. Guys, go and watch the clips again, but watch it in 0.25 or 0.5 speed. He has been so quick with the reflexes, and Joseph did as much as he could as well. It just felt like there's an imbalance when it comes to not just to the draft, with the way that they're playing. So far, Scared, we've watched 4 games in this grand finals. Aaron, the creator, I mean, he ain't creating nothing no more. That's why he probably got the creator taken off. He hasn't been the best with the way that he's been playing. 4 games, no good performance. Same from Mirio on the other side as well. Meanwhile, Anti has been up and down, and Radium, now he's starting to pick the pace up.
I just have to say, the Granger pick at the very last was really good. It was literally perfect. Outranging Xbox, forcing him to miss out a couple of minions too. And then after everything, you're just eventually snowballing as well, thanks to the Sea Halberd in your build, which gives you the extra damage against the max HP people. Everything was fitting perfectly, like you could say the last piece of the jigsaw. And guess what? The man who started it all, the man who was literally the foundation, is going to be Anti on the CC. 5-0 and 10. Getting the anti-cuirass for the last item too, adding Sea Halberd for that extra bit of damage along with the anti-heal effect, knowing that there's Esmeralda on the other side, knowing that even the Jushin is going to be a bit annoying to deal with. I just love the build coming in, including the Brute Force as well as the Oracle. You got a proper CDR as well, and he was sustaining quite a bit in those fights. I wasn't really expecting him to sustain so much.
I mean, you know what, Scared? We can throw all this out the window. I just want to say, did that one slight bit of a mispick, I would say, or rather missed ban, cost them the game?
I mean, I think so. Even if they would have gone in for a ban, maybe if that was a CC ban, then yes, I can see that. But if that wasn't the CC ban, they wouldn't have seen Kadita coming through. It's one of the most off-meta picks as well. And I'll be brutally honest, right? Yes, Asuna was creating quite a few problems on the other side, but I don't feel like they were enough. Even right now, it was... In terms of the individual setup and pickoffs, he had a couple of chances where he tried to get them, but the damage was just not enough. You even saw that happen in the river fight, right? Wherein Joseph and Afraid, both of them were there. They both got knocked up. He went for the rough waves, and Joseph still survived with a slither of HP.
You know what's Scared?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, I think we can talk about what S8UL did really well, but for everybody that's watching, I think let's break down the mistakes of RNTX. Firstly, of course, I know, Scared, you like exposure, man. Let's go for it. Why not? Not every day do they get somebody trying to break things down for them, for everybody else. Try and understand what really happened. First mistake, missing out on the ban. Right? That's a massive mistake. Absolutely. In the grand finals, you can't really do that. The next one being this Hilda. This Hilda had no business being in that composition whatsoever. It made no sense. You wanted to have a dive, but you don't really have enough of damage to help anyone poke after that. The Hilda was more of a denial pick because it came the third pick on the blue side, knowing that Apex was going to pick up the Hilda anyway. Right, so you're picking up the Hilda to deny the composition that's coming in from S8UL, which forced them to kind of go a little haywire with this Kadita, and now all of a sudden you have no answer to this Kadita because you picked up a Hilda. It makes no sense whatsoever. You try and poke them down, but you have the thalassophobia to try and get the HP back up. So it's not working out in their favor. So they're kind of getting outclassed in the draft slowly and steadily in the game as well. Yes, Joseph has the mechanics. Yes, Witch has the macro. He has the mechanics. But look at the KDA of the guys who are the best in the game, or at least some of the best players in RNTX, which is Joseph and Witch. 144, 145. But when you have someone who hasn't been playing the best throughout the entire series get a 4-1-2, you know for a fact S8UL do not care about the side lanes. They know the targets, they're pressing down on them, and RNTX cannot reply back whatsoever.
I agree with the fact that you mentioned about that Hilda not fitting well in this entire composition, which is more of like that pick-off which you want, specifically with Aaron with the lasting insanity, which with the constant sets that he's going to give to his team, and Joseph as well with the burst of the Yugi Shadow kill. But Hilda just doesn't fit really well because I agree, you don't have anything to stop the other side from, while the rest of the members can inflict that damage. Aaron also on that Xbox, I feel, was a bit of a force here, man, because he was not able to, let's just say, catch all of them. I think so Ruby would have worked a bit better in this case. Just saying. If Apex would have decided to, Apex decides to go on and dive, you instantly have the don't run Wolf's King and I'm offended to hold him down.
Speaking of Ruby, I mean, it could have been a great hero, but I don't know why it's never been picked up.
It's kind of the thing where, as
hold
you rightly
said,
in the early on, I know. I'm still gonna put it out. I'm still gonna put it out. You know how stubborn I am. It is just the Indian meta. That's the only line I have. And now we can send on a break, ladies and gentlemen. Kronos really wants to drink some water out here for his throat because that was an absolute fantastic play-by-play. Another fire game, but after the short one. After the short one.
Shifting clouds flow through gallant youth
pursue. We've been searching for days, Sora.
The shifting cloud is just ahead. Look! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, that's no cloud! That's a sandstorm!
Thunder. I hear thunder. It's here! I know it!
I believe in the clouds.
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds! Wow! Hey! Whoa!
Shipping clouds so through, down you would pursue, bringing rainfall and thunder down. Flower seeds sprout show, and ancient trickles spreading free.
See? There's our shifting cloud.
Shifting clouds flow through, gallant youth pursue.
We've been searching for days, Sora!
The shifting cloud is just ahead! Look!
Oh, that's no cloud! That's a sandstorm!
Thunder. I hear thunder. It's here! I know it!
Oh my god, people, we stand are just one step away from either the glory of Aiku Soul or maybe one step away from the start of an epic comeback of Aiku Revenant X Park. That is going to be shown right here, right now in the ESFI National Grind Season 1. It's the game number 5, right? Yeah, it is game number 5. My math is absolutely correct. And Aiku Soul are just one game away from claiming the trophy.
Game number 5. Match point. S8UL blue side. So RNTX chose to go for the red. They want the advantage. They're not missing the bans. Quicken bans. Need to stay focused. Come up with a better game plan. Clearly, their sides are not performing. Prioritize your side lanes. Let Joseph play the pivot role. Let Witch has a deep hero pool. We saw the Novarian game number 1. Made no sense whatsoever. But you know he has a deep hero pool.
Yes.
Take out all the priority heroes and let them ban out Joseph and Witch. Because for the past 4 games in a row, we have been seeing this Boxy and Fanny banned out in the same order. And I don't think RNTX have a problem with it. Alice as well. This is 3 bans. Only the previous game, Alice wasn't banned out. So now they need to make it work. What is available? Jushin. Okay, Esmeralda's out. I feel like Harriet is going to come on the other side. Yves is a clean pick for the blue side. They want to trade Yves for Harriet. And are they going to get it? Yes, they will.
CC is banned out, as you also rightfully mentioned, out for the respect as well. So you don't have that priority in the EXP. We are not seeing a priority on the Lapu Lapu as well, as we normally would see in all the other regions. So maybe a Gato. Hilda is up available, but afraid Hilda wasn't really looking as clean. So maybe he wants to stick back onto that Gato.
I think Gato is a good shout, Scared. Gato plus an EXP laner. Gato plus someone that can do something, man. You can't let them bully you in the XP lane. Gato Yuzong. Gato Yuzong, you have a winning formula.
That could work. That could really work. But they go Uranus and Gato.
It's denial. It's just denial. They're playing straight into the hands of S8UL. They lost their marbles. Somebody's got their screw loose on the side of RNTX because you can't pick up a Uranus just like that. Yes, it's good in the EXP lane, but what are you doing here? Well, okay, you can apply the pressure on. Oh my god, they ban the Esmeralda and give the Harriet away as well. No, this is not good. This is not good. They're tripping on their own foot.
Pick a Granger right now, otherwise this draft is done for.
जूते के लेस बांध रहे हैं, but दोनों जूते एक साथ बांधे. Did I say it right?
Yeah, the tying of the laces of their shoes, but they tied both of the shoes together.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's what they did.
It's a bit of a nice translation here, man. I like the way how you said that in the Hindi accent. That was nice. It came out nice.
I got to, bro. I mean, it's not looking good for RNTX. Okay, fine. You get the Hayabusa. That's good. That's a great pick. The Gato Kacha is good. But now you have a Uranus picked up. What's this guy gonna do? Okay, he's gonna be a problem in the face of the Eve. Okay, makes sense.
I don't think so.
That's the only way.
Yeah, hear me out. Thamus is gonna destroy Uranus. We saw that happen in the previous one against Meteor's Esmeralda. The idea is going to be exactly the same. Vorax, Corrosion Scythe, any type of tanky EXP laner is just gone. You don't have any proper regen as well to help you out. And then Asuna, after the Wishing Lantern and the Glowing Wand, is also going to chunk you down pretty well. So yeah, I do not like the Uranus pick. I'm doubling down on what you said. No, I don't think so. They could have gone for a Hilda. They've denied the Gato, but you've got to ban out the Hylos here. If a Hylos goes through, then this is just a straightforward kill box in a 0 movement speed area.
I agree. I think the Hylos would be so well. But I'm trying to see what can fit for RNTX in the goal lane. Clearly, you guys fell into your own trap. You don't have the Esmeralda. You don't be to counter the Harriet. You pick up the Hayabusa, yes, but Hayabusa can kill only one. He can't kill both. Not the Eve, not the Harriet. He's gonna go for the Harriet because it's an easier target. The Eve, yes, in the early game, but still, preferably, I think he's still gonna lock down Harith as much as possible. The Jushin's coming off. They need something. A Farsa would be good. A Farsa would be good. A Ruby. What's a Ruby gonna do in the kill box? What's a Ruby gonna do in the kill box? Depends on what they bring out on the other side.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that Jay and Apex are actually gonna hop in with something that can actually do a bit of a dive. Or rather, one would go on a dive and the second one can eventually just pick something that can defend Asuna as well as Radium there. That's something. And yeah, even you mentioned about the Hylos as well. So he's been taken care of. On the other side, Lunox ban. They are reading into it. I like the ban. They're reading into it.
It's got to be a Farsa, man. A Farsa makes sense. Farsa plus Granger. Farsa plus Granger. I mean, I would agree with the Farsa. No. What is this? What's this, bro?
They're just going in for the comfort right now.
No, I think they're reading into tanky jungles coming on the other side. So maybe a Fredrin or an Xborg could have been there, but Xborg really cooks. But still not enough, I would say.
I don't think so. Lance is a good shout here, though.
Amon? He has been playing Amon quite a lot. I noticed that. I mean, I did go and try and break down what S8UL and RNTX were playing just before coming to the grand finals here. But Amon has been a staple pick of Jay in the Mythic Showdown, if I'm not wrong. He's been playing that multiple times. But it just goes to show that how teams are not up to the level to try and take him down. The early pressure from Amon and Khalid with the help of Eve in the backline, and then the Tamus in the EXP lane lets Harith do whatever he wants. Not just that, you pick up a late game goal laner, and now you go, no, I don't like the Kadira here as well. What? Okay, kill pressure, but who?
Here's the thing. It's a full-fledged, straightforward dive on Asuna. There's no other thing on that. If you look at the entire lineup, there is no back line in this lineup. All right, it's all front line. They're all jumping in, all gung ho together, including the Uranus. Now, the only big thorn for them will be Anti, right? I was mentioning they need someone who can protect Asuna since he'll be immobile while the RWM is there and Mirio will jump on his face. But Anti is the man who will do that job. With the Vorax, with the Corrosion Scythe, if he decides to build upon both of them, Uranus is going to get melted, while the rest of the members might not actually have it enough. But if they land in that Wombo combo, things could work out.
It has to be a complete. It's a siege setup that they're ready to take care of. When IQ, S8UL go for the siege, that's when RNTX can clap back. And they're going to fight when their turrets are under threat. And they're going to be relying on the damage that they have to do. So early game, not in the favor of RNTX. But I think come mid to late game, when mid to late game comes through scared, that's when they're going to start shining.
But the question is, will IQ S8UL allow the game to go to that mid to late game? I don't think so. IQ Revenant X will be able to survive through that. The only early game that they technically have is the rough waves of Kadita. I don't see any other thing apart from which is ultimate, right? So that's one thing, or rather the only thing which they can eventually use in that early. While if you look at the other side, you rightfully mentioned the Khalid. You've got a very good pressure around the river. You've got the Eve for the constant poke coming in. The waves will be cleared well. And then you also have Amon on top of it. And no one has got those enhanced magic defenses early on. So he can still burst you down with the endless shots too if your HP is low enough. A lot of combinations here being brewed up, which I personally think, and again, Amon is a straightforward counter to Hayabusa too. So I personally feel IQ S8UL have instantly won that draft.
I disagree with the straight counter to the Hayabusa. I mean, Hayabusa can counter the Amon, but I don't know about the other way around. Scared, you're talking something else there, buddy. I don't know. Did you have good breakfast this morning?
Yeah, with the camouflage, you just instantly cancel out the Yugi Shadow Kill. That's why.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You have the quad shadow to escape the endless shards as well.
Yeah, that's one part. It's just the fact that the Yugi Shadow Kill is going to be rendered useless if in case he uses it on him and there's no other target around too. Or rather, even if there's one creep, one minion around him, he can just go camouflage state and everything is going to fall down to that one extra member. As long as it's not a heal.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Oh, Joseph.
Yeah.
Early with the try and take in that Lethal Wanderer. Doesn't have the retribution. And guess what? Jay understands the assignment. No retribution. Waits for the opportunity. Steals away the jungle creep as much as possible. I think Joseph's waiting for a Quacha to come through as well. Apex applying a lot of pressure. Radiant winning out the goal lane. This is not new. We knew this was going to happen early on. Oh, Aaron doing a lot. Oh my god, in the jungle. Joseph able to get first blood onto Jay. S8UL a little too aggressive. A little eager early on.
It's just like that Suyu game in game number 2 where he went in a bit too aggressive too. And now... Oh.
Wait.
Okay, fine.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, all right. It's all cool right now. So yeah, it's like the same previous game out there in game number 2, where again Aiku S8UL went in a bit too aggressive. All of that early pressure that came in thanks to Asuna with a constant poke, Afraid going back to recall. There were a lot of problems coming in through. And now Mirio cutting off the wave, getting that early level 4, means Anti will not be able to provide any kind of vision for this turtle. So it's a free turtle for Aiku RNTX.
Quad Shadow coming through as well. Knocked up by the breath of the ocean. Jay going in the back line. Joseph able to get out after using the Quad Shadow. They're trying to pick up some pieces. Trying S8UL, but did not get anything. RNTX now with the help of this Uranus, they are playing a macro-centric game with the help of the Claude at the same time. Oh, Blazing Duet could come in at any point. Actually used earlier. Oh, Zaman Force that used to try and get him down. No, Synchrovision. Aaron playing with fire. Their Apex makes it to the party. Joseph missing the Quad Shadow. This is probably the, I don't know, 5th, 6th time we've seen him miss the Quad Shadow today, haven't we?
Yeah, he's not been looking that sleeky with the Hayabusa apart from just that one game which they won. In every other game, he's not really been looking that confident or comfortable, if you'd say. There's certain problems going in. Again, the Litho. Finally, it's Aiku RNTX who are trying to zone them out properly.
Oh, Joseph Quattro finally connecting. Oh, you shadow kill on top of Jay as well. AOG coming to the back line. Apex goes in. RWM dropped down by Asa. We can see back line. Aaron comes in with Blazing Duet. Jay will catch that kill quite easily. Meanwhile, only Apex traded for that. A win in the books of S8UL with that small microtransaction.
Yeah, Aaron just wanted to catch him out just because he was low of the Yugi shadow kill. But it didn't matter because the camouflage state does not get revealed if you are using the Blazing Duet in its vicinity. And he was either ways out of the range as well. And I like the small micro play too. Radium was standing at the Dexter so that the PMI cannot actually save his life. While eventually he was chased down and finished off by Jay. Lovely micro play. Look at jungle.
Oh, Ogi shadow kill already expanded onto Asuna. Easy kill. Joseph's on a killing spree finally after he spoke about what a petrify. Meanwhile, he's able to get the kill. Endless charge comes out, but Witch is able to get the kill again. Joseph picks up the other piece. No crumbs left by RNTX. They want the whole cake. And now they're going for the turtle as well. AOG just to create a separation. Afraid, not afraid no more. RNTX playing like a different beast in game number 5.
And this Kadita combination is working so well, right? All dive, all gung-ho. Who cares about everything else? You just simply take on everyone who shows up their face in front of you. The full river control being maintained. But there's one problem in all of this. Radium has been free farming in down bottom lane. Aaron has been taken care of once. So that early Radiant armor by Afraid could help him out from sustaining that damage of the Harith. But he'd still hit like a truck.
Again, Quad Shadow misses, forcing the flicker out. That's why the Yogi Shadow kill expanded as well. Asuna should be going down soon. Oh my goodness! Slightest bit of HP, thanks to the help of the Void Burst. And the Crystal coming in at the right time.
Saving his life. It's just that one though, but otherwise I thought he would have had to drop the RWM to try and survive off the back of his shield. Mirio.
Doing a lot, trying to cut the waves at the entire time. The macro-centric gameplay of RNTX finally showing to fruition. This is what they needed in the previous 2 games, not working out. Rely on Joseph to hit the micros, do the rest with the side laners, make it happen with the macro, as Witch is able to pick off everyone at the same time, and they do it again. This time, Joseph getting the best of Asuna. AOG coming to catch Jay. Endless charge used, but the Thalassophobia should get the HP back up, and look at what S8UL are cornered back into. RNTX looking like a different beast.
And they still are going a bit more forward there. It's again Mirio winning his own lane and Arwen brick-walling the Hadath on the other side. The game between these two teams isn't of the mid trio, but of the side lane solo players.
Finally, right? We've been saying it for the longest of times. The mid trio is working. Afraid is 6-7 most of the times. But the sides, I don't know, non-existent. And finally, they're stepping up this game when they need them the most. They kind of need to wake up a little earlier next time in a BO7, not when their opponents are at match point.
Exactly, their backs are against the wall right now, so the only place that they can go is up. And RNTX do understand that. Look at Mirio. Oh my goodness. Just being an absolute nuisance. 5 people. He's just shown all the vision of everyone.
Demanding attention, that's what he's done. Meanwhile, Joseph hacking away at the turtle. Anti going in, caught her in Inferno. Not used. I thought he was going to pop that instantly. Apex can't do anything. Quad Shadow coming in. Oki Shadow Girl captures Asuna, flickers out of harm's way. Miria go to the back line, chasing him down under the inhibitor nonetheless. Apex gets caught in the rough waves. Now which is going to be the next target? Everything thrown at him, and they take him down. Quad Shadow connecting one again. Joseph able to get the kill onto Apex. He is a monster indeed. Mirio kiting, getting out of harm's way. AOG captures 2 members from Afraid, and they're afraid no more. Revitalize to survive. Quad Shadow connecting. Joseph again, godlike he is. Mirio can't do anything but face check these bushes and tank as much as he can. And S8UL cannot respond to the very job of Mirio.
Finally, RNTX are looking like their name. They're standing up tall for the legacy that they've set up. Previously known as IGN, now they're ready to take on this new world as well. And it seems the Shinsekai is definitely theirs. Or will they become the king of the pirate? That is still a question uncalled for as the fight continues.
Hey, it's everything to lose for RNTX and everything to gain for S8UL. They are at match point indeed. That's why they're a little relaxed, a little early, hyper aggressive gameplay that S8UL needed, but not working out. RNTX read them like a book. And now look at the towers. Not a single scratch. Almost 9 minutes in.
That's one of the biggest things. Not just winning out on the lane, but absolutely dominating them. We're seeing some big items being picked up out here from all of the members across the board. So I want to have a look at that before, as we'll be definitely seeing the tier 2 siege down bottom. Stays up for a while.
Nah.
As we have a look. All right, there we go. There we go. Sky
Anti
Pierce,
and Mirio.
hold on.
Oh, wait. In the bot side, let the 1v1 go through. Cameraman, show us what's happening there, because the RWM has dropped down. Look at Aaron getting a lot of poke down as well. Witch trying to survive, but the endless charge catches Joseph at the right moment. Radiant able to get Witch. Aaron is too low, and Jay's being chased down. Mirio got caught with the attention of the distraction, and he gets the kill, but at what cost? The 2 main damage dealers that were making the difference are down and out, and that's what S8UL wanted. A 2-for-1 trade, but laugh at their faces because they bit the bait.
8-1-3 is where Joseph stands. That's a shutdown of a godlike. Or you could also say a legendary. You know the amount of gold that's going to go into the hands of S8UL here. Only first item picked up by Apex, and that is also a hunter strike, man. I absolutely do not like their chances of sustain, but with Anti picking up the corrosion sight and the Vorax, he'll finally start to burst down Mirio, and the Lord contest is on.
Oh no, Retribution! He's dead before he even hit the Radium, able to get out of the Synchro Vision. Blazing do it, coming through, but Afraid taking out super low. Divine Forces, Radium is dancing around, and they can't do anything. Mirio still in the face of the opposition, but no backup, have to run away. They had the Lord, and I think they're piling the pressure on Joseph, and he can't do anything but pray to let something loose, because S8UL have found their groove and found the momentum, taking away the tier 1 in the mid lane. The Lord is taken care of, but they gotta apply pressure on the sides.
Should have not been allowed by RNTX, man. How can two people walk straight face up in front of Joseph when he's taking the Lord? There needed to be a walling, and there was no one to do that. Neither Afraid nor Mirio. Even Witch wasn't around to help them out there. That was an absolute mistake coming in from the side of Aiku, Revenant X, and Aiku's S8UL capitalizing on that. Now, even though, yes, the kills are looking way too different, 5 to 14, but look at the gold. It's not even 1,000 gold lead, it's 600-700 probably.
That's not looking good for RNTX. They had it in the bag, man. They had it in the bag. Mario got distracted. Oh no, Joseph is just going aggressive. He wants to kill as much as possible. Gets caught up, but Apex left for No Man in No Man's Land, gets taken out. And look at Mario coming in from the side. Consecration, AOG to catch Radium as well. And the Purify not being present, but RWM dropped down. Revitalize just to make sure he survives. Afraid he's taking so much damage. Still able to survive for the longest of times. As a shutdown comes through the corner in Inferno. And he's going to be next on the chopping block. Also to take it down low. Flickers out of harm's way. But Joseph has to run away. Jay was waiting at the shadow. He's taken down low, but he's still able to survive. Moving in and out, juking left and right, and they can't do anything. The Quad Shadow misses once more. Jay has been on the top of his game for the latter half of these 12 minutes.
What a kiting coming in from Jay, man. Insane. Not even getting caught by the Uranus thanks to the camouflage state coming in constantly. And on the back of it, Aiku Revenant X just decided that they've got to let it go. Now Apex is going 0-7-2. He has no defense whatsoever. Even if he's building up, he was probably having the silence row previously, so I'm pretty sure he was building up on the radiant armor at least, considering there's 3 people who are dealing the magic damage. But I personally feel he kind of needs the Athena shield as well with the way how he's being bursted down. I want to have a look at those items while we move this discussion even further, as it's still almost 50-50 here. Yeah, he's not completing that, but rather went in for the dominant size early on to lower down that anti-heal, right? Lower down that regen, because guess what? They only had 1 before all of that. Divine Glaive now completed for Radium. I like that, because there's a lot of magic defense for Afraid and Mirio, so it really needed. But I also want to see a Chastis Pauldron now to try and slow down his dashes too. If anything, from both the sides, because there's a Cloud on the other side as well.
You know what though, Scared? Joseph has been targeting the backline the entire time. He has been baited so many times. Again goes in, Ogi Shadow kill. Oh, they dive with a blazing to win nonetheless. AOG to the backline, catches Asuna. They did not see that coming, and neither did Radium. He has to run away. He's doing everything that he can. Jay's the only one left standing, but Anti stands tall. He's the tank of this composition that needs to stand in the face of the opposition, and that's what he's doing. Buys them some time, buys them a lifeline, but what a dive coming in from RNTX, as they now have to convert this into the Lord and make sure their advantage is pressed down. Otherwise, S8UL will bounce back.
They have to, but they've got nothing to hold down Jay there. And which needs to be the key. He's pushing him back while Anti out, left alone. As much as you are the king of hell or the king of abyss in the lore, but that lore ain't going to be accurate here in this land of dawn. I could have been at X-Park getting the slot, and it seems like we're not going home yet so early, man. It seems like we've got another game on our cards if this ends up being that.
Hey man, it could be. We're 14 minutes, 30 seconds in. The Lord is yet to spawn. Going to be coming down the bot side if I'm not wrong. And yes, it will. They're getting the tier 2s protected. S8UL want to delay it as much as possible. They have the damage. I want to take a look at Jay's itemization because that's a lot of HP that he has on. Is it a concentrated energy? I know he has the Wind Talker, probably a Starlium Sight as well, but that's too much HP for an Eamon. And I think that's why they realized and capitalizing on the situation as well. Holy Crystal purchase scared. Lord knocking on their base crystal. What's going to happen?
Waves are stacked up perfectly as well. The inhibitors, they do not have the passives anymore. It's already past 12-minute mark. Bottom inhibitor should fall, but mid and top, I think so they should be cleared.
Oh, dive coming through. Joseph, Ogi Shadow Kill, missing out on the quad shot every single time. Goes back, gets caught in the edge of the RWM, and Radium gets him in the midst of nowhere. Witch left in no man's land has to get out of there. Again, Jay being the distraction that they're all chasing. I don't think it's wise. RNTX are letting go of their lead, but S8UL are letting go of their inhibitors, and Mirio doing the same that Jay is doing for RNTX. Zaman Force dropped down, but here comes Aaron and Afraid, and with the Blazing Duet, they take care of Apex, but the damage is too much. Radium's on a killing spree, and they finally break through that wall. That is Mirio on the Uranus, and now they have to come through. Look at Witch, he gets caught up, he goes through. Beautiful! And now he gets the kill with the Breath of the Ocean knockup and the Rough Waves. This is what they needed. The clapback. It has been back and forth, a tug of war, and RNTX are not giving up.
That big taunt coming in from Afraid is what set Witch up for the success on Jay. After such a long time, finally. Man, this has been out of this world at this point. And I have to say, Aaron hasn't been feeling comfortable at all on this Claude. Even though he's gone in full build, Rose Gold Meteor is also adding in the Malefic gun into the mix to have the extra bit of range. But with the amount of burst that he's facing up, just a couple of basic attacks is all they need. And you were asking for the HP. He doesn't even have a magic damage item. He's got the Wind Talker, he's going in for a tanky aim and technically with a Brute Force Breastplate as well as the Oracle and a Thunderbelt as the last item to be added. Even if this game goes a little bit longer, I think so the Thunderbelt is going to pay off because of the 30 stats.
And that guy is tanky as hell. He is a tanky boy.
Damon.
He you know what? If you think about it, if you look at Eamon's picture and Jay's picture side to side, they kind of look the same, don't they? Jace has got a slight bit of a mustache. Oh, wait, never mind. Afraid, taking down super low. He's trying to survive in the Unbreakable. Apex scouting out the bushes. 18,000 HP. Joseph goes in. Quad Shadow. Ogi Shadow Kill already being expended. Lord of the knockup. Apex and everyone trying to go down. Radium gets the Lord once again. No Retribution landing. Asuna was caught off from the side by Witch, but still able to survive. But look at Mirio in the back row. Still able to do a lot. As Joseph comes in, Witch gets taken out. Mirio popped in Immortality, but here's the Blazing Duet. And they shut down Radium. But Apex says no. You take my goal lane and I'll take yours. But look at the base crystal. They need to respond. And Jay's the only one left standing. Mirio and Afraid are not letting him go. Joseph gets another. Apex is the only one left to defend. He doesn't have the wave clear, but he's stopping them from coming through when the minions are there. Jay's still able to survive. He's doing so much. Winter Crown, endless shards, but Joseph finally on a killing spree. The Lord comes through. A saving grace for S8UL, but I think they have 10 seconds, and I think RNTX want to watch down their base.
Yeah, Apex, he's bought enough time, I believe. No, he's been taken down. Immortality. Space is low. Radium Asuna are here. They can defend this.
They could have gone for the end.
This.
Oh my goodness, RNTX could have gone for the end. They had enough pressure to pile onto Radium as well as Asuna, but they went to defend. I don't know what's happening, Scared.
The thing, it is not just this time. Even when Apex was defending the lane alone down bottom, I've got no clue why Joseph went in to take the purple puff. They could have simply gone in, walked in the crystal, ended the game then and there. Apex is a tank. Yes, he's got the Heptases, but that is not enough to clear out the wave or push out the minions from the tower. It was literally one hit pace that left. I have no clue why they're so hung up on Jay trying to catch this one sleeky aim on, man. There's literally no point in this moment. You'd rather let him go and let him do his own thing while you catch the rest of the people. They're missing out the macro objectives here. But the saving grace, is that they've cleared out the Lord and they still have their inhibitors standing.
I don't know, man. It's a massive letdown for RNTX fans. Just when they had them at the cusp of defeat for S8UL, not able to capitalize. And now you're not just giving another chance, you're giving them a lifeline. Apex, quick sand guard to get his HP back up. Absorbs the whole Ogi shadow kill. Mirio gets the Athena shield. 25 seconds to the Lord. I don't know. The pressure is too much. Apex has been so good with the Raging Sandstorm. They could get this Lord again.
Full pressure. Full map. You've rightly mentioned about it. And I've got no clue why Asuna is the one who's cleared in the far lane.
Well, at least that gives them new. Oh, Raging Sandstorm captures 2 members. Quaterro to be able to get out, and you can see finally it dropped on the RWM as well as the AOG. Immortality pop, and I think they're going to get the shutdown on a Joseph. This is enough. S8UL will now clap back. They found the opening. They found the lifeline, and now they're rushing to the Lord. No retribution on the side of RNTX. But you can see RNTX are not even doing anything. But the wave pressure is too much. Will they go and try and get a back door? They can't. They want to respond to the Lord.
Why? The back door is open for you. But at least it's a 4v4 at the Lord.
Yeah, 20,000 HP, and now taking it down low as possible. They don't have any sort of crowd control to prevent the retribution. Jay's there, 6,000 HP. I think Zaman Force dropped down. Reach going in. He gets the rough waves, but the retribution lands from Jay at the right time. They threw everything. That was the lifeline that they were looking for. And S8UL are not giving in. The wave's still popping down from the bot side and the top as well. The inhibitor might as well just fall. Radium doing everything that he can to clear, but it has bought them enough time as RNTX are scrambling, and now they have to defend their base crystal with an Evolve Lord of 22 minutes.
This could have been the Lord of which he missed the rough waves, and then he missed the follow-up on it.
Oh, not again. Joseph's going to go down early, and they're chasing him. Oh, he jukes the Raging Sandstorm from Apex, but he still gets taken care of. And now the Endless Shards coming through as well. Aaron's taken down low, which has 5 seconds to respond, and the Lord is still knocking on the top side. I don't know how RNTX is going to defend this, because S8UL might as well be champions.
This very well could be possible. Waves are managed perfectly from top and mid. This could be big.
Oh, Petrify already being used. Rough Waves being used out as well. The Lord is still full HP, and I think anti-locking on the base crystal being pushed back. Everything that they can to defend. Unbreakable from Frey, trying the best that he can. The waves are not present. Witch left standing, but he falls, and so do the rest of RNTX, as S8UL are your grand champions of the national grinds of ESFI MOBA 5v5 Season 1.
Big comeback in the very last game to make sure that it doesn't matter who's in front of them. The legacy will continue. The name changes, but the players and their potential stays the same. Sky is the limit for IQ S8UL, and they are here to conquer all of that. What a performance coming in from the boys. When every single thing just looked down and out for them, they were still standing up tall, did not bow down. Not even for a single moment. They were losing in the EXP lane. Even in the gold lane, it was more of a brick wall. Radium was not really having his own fun time. If anything, he had to play passive thanks to the 2 frontliners coming in the form of Gato in the hands of Afraid and Mirio on the Uranus. But he still was able to get by it with that Divine Glaive pickup, was able to move around with it. Jay was able to play cat and mouse. And trust me when I say this, the entire team of RNTX was Storm, while this man with the it's a foreshadowing of Jerry. I'm saying that. He just played. He just literally played.
I mean, what? RNTX had it. I think it was a confused shot call. It was a complete confused shot call, and they couldn't do anything about it. The end was there. It was super low in terms of getting the Lord. The base was just 1 It was just one hit away. And I think it should have been theirs.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like all of their decision making in the time when it mattered the most, it got lost in the sauce. They just did not know what to do. I mean, this 6 could not find its 7. That's the only thing. I had to talk to my friend to finally understand what's the meaning of this, and now I'm gonna use this reference everywhere. But yeah, I know, right? I know, no partner there, but it falls down onto the fact that not just once, they had twice. Even when the Lord fight was going on, right? Aaron had the perfect opportunity to go all the way bot, clear out the wave, and go in for the end. If anything, just pressure, just put the pressure. But none of that happened. The one who was giving out the short calls, it seemed like it was more of a brain freeze moment in that second, right? Because the entire team of RNTX was scattered. They did not know what to do. And in the midst of it all, they lost the crucial timing of closing out the games. And then at the end, when Witch had to take the Lord, he was out, open, in the center. The Lord was just 2 tiles away from the rough waves. So the main burst damage did not land.
No, it did. Not the center of the entire damage.
It was just one wave instead of the center damage. Yeah, that is the big problem. That's the big thing.
He tried, and I think kudos to S8UL and Jay as well, knowing that pulling the Lord as much as possible. But oh my goodness, talk about the guy on your screen. Goal laners come and go. Teams come and go. Players change. Lineups change. Form changes. But the class with what this guy plays has never. 7, 1, and 8 on the KDA. If there is any time when they kind of need something, when S8UL are looking for an answer, when Apex is looking around to see what he can rely on, when Jay's not performing at his best, when Anti gets shut down early on, when Asuna is drained out, they can always turn towards him. Radium has been the top goal laner in India for the longest of times, and there are very few names, probably just a couple, that can hold their own against him in the goal lane. And I can tell you, after watching today's game from RNTX, Aaron is definitely not one of them. It was completely one-sided. Aaron tried. Yeah. He really did. But this guy is just a level above.
Aaron was just being played around throughout the thing, right? Throughout the entire series. That's one thing I'd definitely say. And Radium was the player. He was the one who was playing around with him. I agree. When everything looked down and out, right? No inhibitors up on top, not even in the bottom lane. And in that position, you've got a Uranus as well as a Gato in top of you. There's also a Hayabusa, Kadita. All you have is a Purify. And even through the mix of it all, he's only picked up once. That too when the entire team was wiped out in that moment. That's the only time he died. And even after all of that, Apex was just able to buy enough time for the team, slow down the waves in the mid, that he came out, along with Asuna, cleared the wave, moved forward. So his positioning it's always been the key. Itemization was already perfect. He just added in a bit more damage and early penetration to make sure he's valuable in those fights. And every single time Aaron tried to jump in, just one Synchro Fission and one Chrono Dash's enhanced basic attack was enough to delete him.
I think there was a time when in the bot side, the Lord was crashing in, which was the end angle for RNTX. Yeah. The Lord crashed in. Radium dropped his Amon Force. He was trying to clear the Lord. Joseph went in, got somebody low. I don't remember who. He used the Ogi Shadow kill. He tried to go out. Used the Shadow.
It was Asuna or Apex.
Yeah, used the Shadow on the left side, or rather the farther end of the top side turret. Basically that side, folks.
Yeah.
And then came to the center, got caught in the RWM. He had just one Shadow to escape, and that was the bot side. And as soon as he popped over there, he walked into a straight Synchro Fission and was burst down by Radium. And that's when they knew they had this in the bag. They cleared, and oh my goodness, S8UL stand tall, which really tried on this Kadita. He dug deep into his hero pool. We were talking about it in the draft, Scared. You let Witch, with his deep hero pool and his bag of tricks, come in the second phase of the draft. You're fine. Give Mirio and Aaron something to work with. They prioritized Joseph instead, which he did perform, oh my god, to the highest of levels that we've seen of a Hayabusa in the Indian scene of esports, Mobile Legends 5v5. Aaron got the short end of the stick. He tried still. He was a brick wall, like you mentioned, but my god, like, you're a brick wall, but you're not able to make it in the team fights. It was a 5v4 for half of the game because Radiant didn't want the lane. He was there in the team fights. But yeah, in the end of the day, it was just a one-sided series, 4-1.
I absolutely love the fact that you mentioned about Aaron also not being present in those fights. Yes, I agree. He was just there to brick wall, but apart from that, he could do nothing. And this Claude pick, as soon as it was picked off, we both knew that we were not a big fan of it, right? And even though RNTX were kind of winning the entire game, it was mostly on the back of Joseph, Witch, Mirio, and Afraid. I'm gonna count all four of them there because it's not just about their record, but about the pressure that the mid trio was putting into that river, which was always sitting in one of the other bushes. That was the big reason why Apex is still 2-10 on a tank. Everyone else on the other side as well, not having the best of their best days, including Asuna. And I like the fact he did not go for the Lightning Transition this time. Wishing Lantern, Blood Wings, Glowing Wand, as well as the Divine Glaive, core 4 items, and then added the Immortality. Since he was being doved upon so very frequently, he just decided that he'd rather have that extra bit of a lifeline instead of the Holy Crystal because the team was doing enough damage.
Oh well, it's a short series, a 4-1, but oh my god, what a series nonetheless. The itemization, the only thing that I could see slightly different is, of course, Jay with some sort of an absurd build on this Aemon. Goes for the Windtalker. For Windtalker for a faster farming phase. And then you get the Brute Force Breastplate for mobility. Yeah, mobility added to that. So he's basically just a slippery snake. The idea is you ignore this Aemon when he's trying to bait you out. But unfortunate that, I don't know, I don't understand. Nobody realizes that. I've seen this happen in different tournaments as well with the same guy playing the same hero. They still chase him. I don't understand why you're chasing him. Let him be. Leave him alone. He's not gonna do anything. He ain't got no damage, bro. Like he got a Windtalker. What's he gonna do? What really? What's he? Okay, he got some sort of damage, but I think you can survive that. Build yourself a tough boots early on, but it's not gonna do much. Scared.
He's also on the tank emblem, man. He doesn't really care about the damage at all. I agree. One of the fun fact is that, you know, I know we've been pretty harsh on Aaron, and it kind of shows up as well in everything there that we have. He's going on a fighter emblem too. I don't know how many people use the fighter emblem. Maybe it's just for the added tankiness and maybe to utilize a bit of spell vamp out of that. But I don't know. I'm personally not a big fan of it. But coming back onto the conversation, there were multiple times when Jay went in for the endless shots to catch Aaron, but he every time was able to slip away from that. Be it with his flicker or be it with his battle mirror image. He was able to time it so very well. So yes, his microplay is good. But when it comes down to the macro play and understanding when he needs to take the team fight, when he needs to prioritize the objective instead of the lane, those are the few timings which I want to see him improve upon. Once he does that, he's going to be one of the top players too, and maybe then can compare to Radium. But until that happens, there's a lot that needs to be worked on.
Oh well, it definitely has a lot to be worked on, and knowing that there are eyes of big organizations on these players to see who they can pick up. Well, goes to show that there's a lot of investment coming in from MOBA 5v5, but also at the same time, hey, let me remind every player: no spot in the squad is permanent. Anyone can be replaced at any time. Anyone can be replaced at any time. Performance speaks. And I think with with orgs acquiring squads, once they get into the habit, once we see a lot of coaches being implemented, once we're seeing analysts come into the play, once we're seeing games broken down, like we've tried to here as much as we can with the limited time that we have, you can tell that there are some players that are up to the mark. There are some players that are still trying to get there. But at the same time, the only thing that's needed is time. There's no player that's bad. There's no player that's good. It's just time. They need to work upon their skills, work upon their communication, work upon their macro, their micro, yada, yada, yada. And, well, but there's only one winner at the end of the day, and that is MOBA 5v5, the fans of MOBA 5v5, all of us.
Big thing that you mentioned about that, right? It's the scene is growing up. We're within the earlier phases out here. It's literally the childhood. So it's gonna take a lot of time for everyone to understand everything. And during those times, you'd really need to look up to the people who have been playing this game for a very long period of that, right? Yes, all the entire team of the RNTX, right? Previously known as IGN, they have been in here like since the dawn of time. ABM as well, that is currently known as S8UL or S8UL. They have been playing for such a long time. So you know that these are the players who've got the experience, who've got the micros built in. It's just about time that they finally start to develop that macro too. And it's not only these people who will grow. The community in general, who everyone's been trying so hard to move forward, will finally take its few more steps ahead. And it's all the people who've been building the community, and a huge shout out to ESFI as well for making this tournament possible, because of them, now they've added another step. They've added another direction in the pathway which is already leading to the glory out there. And I am already having that idea. I see that vision, and I know all of the people will grow out here. So Kronos, it was an absolute pleasure to be here and to bear witness this championship being lifted off, and also the entire competition was there. I know you've got one more last thing to say, so the stage is all yours.
Hey man, I'm just saying, let's not forget to thank everyone that made it possible, of course, yes. Which is, again, the ESFI National Grind Season 1 is brought to you in association with ArtSmith, communications partner, Fit GMR, coaching partner, and Mandeha, wellness partner. And hey folks, on that note, thanks for everyone for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to the Esports Federation of India to make this possible. Keep tuning in to more Mobile Legends 5v5 action, not just here, but also in different places. And hey, if you guys have some time, you can also hit us a follow. You can always follow us on our Instagram and our YouTube. Our personal handle is G_Kronos. That's where you can find me. And that's where you guys scared it as well. We're casters for multiple regions, and we break down MLBB or ML5v5 as much as we like to.
Yes. And on that note, also follow the Esports Federation of India so that you are updated with all the upcoming events as well. Do not miss out on any of that action, people. This was me, Scared Yet. Alongside me, you had Kronos. Shout out the entire production team and all the people on the back end as well who made it all possible. Hopefully, we'll catch all the people for the next one, and for the entire audience out there, thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Shifting clouds flow through, gallant youth pursue.
We've been searching for days, Sora.
The shifting cloud is just ahead! Look!
Oh, that's no cloud! That's a sandstorm!
Thunder! I hear thunder! It's here! I know it!
believe in the clouds.
I believe in the clouds. I believe in the clouds!